What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back, speaking my sports talk. All right, check it out, guys. So, talking Josh Warrington and Kansu, talking Luis Ortiz might be coming in on the undercard of Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. Should be pretty interesting matchup. Uh, Josh Warrington and Kansu. Also, haven't seen Ortiz since he's been knocked out by Deontay Wilder, and then Junior Fa and Joseph Parker has agreed to a fight. They'll be fighting soon too. So, you know, let's talk about it. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Let me put this link in the chat real quick before we get started. What's up, everybody? Sporting Advantage in the building. What's good with your Sporting Advantage? What's good, brother? Timmy Nealon. What's up with your Timmy Nealon? Appreciate you coming through. See here, drop this in there. Link in the chat. You guys, man, like I always say, hit the like, share it if you can. YouTube got me on punishment. Don't want to send my stuff out. Apparently, Josh Kelly is fighting David Avanesian on the Warrington card versus Sue. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Got both Joshes fighting on the same card. Should be a pretty interesting fight, David Avanesian, Josh Kelly. I think Josh Kelly should pull that off. Of course, my man Unraveled, I think he'll think a little differently. I don't think he thinks so highly of Josh Kelly. But they need to stack that card, man, and make that a decent card. One thing's for sure, that Ivan Barancic and Zepeda fight, man, that was an excellent fight. Excellent fight. That's the kind of fights we need, man, for boxing. You know, weekend after weekend, if we can amass fights like that, that'll slowly bring the sport back. We need those type of fights. That was an exciting fight, even if you don't understand boxing. That was definitely an exciting fight. But I would like to see Casual Cucumber. I would like to see Josh Kelly, David Avenue, the fight. What's up to you, bro? You're ready sending out these notifications, man. I don't know. Jeez, man, when they gonna let up? They don't ever send out my damn notifications. This shit don't make no damn sense, man. They need to send them out. But anyway, also Junior Fa and Tony Parker. I'm not Tony Parker. Junior Fa and Joseph Parker. That's another one, bro. I want to see that fight too. Now I got Joseph Parker winning that. You know, I would have much rather seen Yoka, but a lot of people feel like it's a little bit too soon for Yoka, and I can appreciate that. I mean, that's why I was telling a lot of people not to put so much into that Johan Duhaupas fight because, come on, man, Johan Duhaupas was old. If you want to show something and get in there and beat up Joseph Parker impressively like that, which we thought that would happen. Be good to see. It'd be good to see Tony Yoka fight like an Adam Kaunaki or something. That would be a pretty good fight. See what he can do with that level of opponent. I mentioned Nathan Gorman. That would be another decent opponent. He and Dubois had a decent fight. I think it was a little too. I don't know, man. Dubois probably the best fight that he had so far. Big up to your G man. What's good with your brother? Appreciate you coming through. Boxing Monster in the building. Yeah, man. Trying to tell Boxing Monster, you know, Flash. That's right, Flash. Flash go. Flash. from the Marvel universe, man. Nobody worried about no DC. Timmy Lillard said, G man, who's boxing in the building? What's up with you, man? Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, so anyway, guys, back to it. They haven't picked an opponent, as far as I heard, for Luis Ortiz now. Not yet anyway, but they're looking to put him on this undercard, in November with Spence and Danny Garcia. So I don't know. I wonder, like some good names that I would like to see him. What if Luis Ortiz, that what's that, Makhmadov or Philippe Hergovich is another good name I would like to see him fight. I would definitely like to see Philippe Hergovich step up and fight a Luis Ortiz. I think Philippe Hergovich um, could get a win over Luis Ortiz, and that'll give him a little bit more of a name for himself. Because, to be perfectly honest, man, people sleeping on my guy Philippe Hergovich. You know, I don't really hear anybody talking about him too much besides L Dog, and everybody knows L Dog is nuts when it comes to Philippe Hergovich. I think he looks at Philippe Hergovich a little higher than I do. I will say that, not to say the least. But I'm impressed with Philippe Hergovich. I think he's a good fighter, and I wouldn't mind seeing him in there. But I don't think he's available. But I wonder who they're going to get in there to fight Luis Ortiz, man. Going to be one of these PBC guys. A rematch between. Oh no, that wasn't a rematch. He fought Dylan White, but uh, Luis Ortiz and Oscar Rivas would be a good one. That would be a good match. I would like to see that, Luis Ortiz and Oscar Rivas. So they say Ortiz been back in the gym for a couple of weeks, but he said he didn't stop training during the pandemic. And he said since he's had all of this rest and everything, he feels like he's 35. Now, that's pretty good when you're like 52. Like, or however old Luis Ortiz is. We don't know how old he is, but he says he feels like he's 35 again. Just think about that, guy. I feel as if I was 35. I'm in optimal condition. And I think that until this moment of my past career in boxing, it has come to me wonderfully. I've rejuvenated myself. My body has healed any problems I've had. See? All of that gives me enthusiasm for what might to come right away. Now, that was from Ortiz himself. And again, if you're feeling like you're 35, just how old are you, buddy? That's the question. Just how old is Ortiz if he's feeling like he's 35? See, with these Cuban fighters and the lack of birth certificate or accurate birth certificate, we never know how old they are. And like even in American baseball, the same thing with these guys. They you can tell, especially toward the end of their careers, that they're older than they ever let on to. You know what I mean? Timmy said Warrington versus unification. Yeah, they just elevated. They just elevated Zoo so that it could be a unification match, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, that way either fighter comes off unified fighter. So I don't have a problem with that elevation. And it's not like Zoo didn't deserve it because he's a talented fighter. G-Man, my friend, y'all get over there and check out G-Man, which I think everybody here already been on G-Man's channel. But if you haven't, you still need to get over there because that's why everybody's over there. All right, Hergovich versus Ortiz would be good. Yeah, yeah, that would be good, man. Yeah, they would probably try to get Hellenius. Yeah, 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 which is not really a fight I want to see. But Hellenius is a scrapper, man. It would be funny if he got in there and hurt King Kong Ortiz and put him away. I can't even lie. I would laugh at that because, of course, if that was to happen, you guys know what the story would be. Wilder fans anyway would come out and claim that Wilder did him in after the two knockouts. He took everything out of him. That's why. So it's really no. I think Luis Ortiz is somewhat of a gatekeeper now. A journeyman, a good test over there on the PBC side, sort of like a Derek Chisora, which would be a good fight. But he's getting ready to fight Usyk. I would love to see those two guys get there and fight too. But he's getting ready to fight Usyk. I look at him in the U.S. as a Chisora type guy, a guy that if you can get past him, that's a good test. Let's see what you got, kid. That type of thing. You know what I mean? G-Man says Ortiz was 35 in 1935. He fought a 176-year-old Joe Louis. Yeah, man, this dude Ortiz just getting over his hip operation. Yeah, man. Ortiz over the hill, man. What's up, Dragon Leg? What's good with your IBT? Yo, what up with you, my friend? Kalnaki and the Boogeyman. Yeah, that would be a pretty good one. Kalnaki. But I would like to see what do y'all think about Tony Yoka stepping up and fight Adam Kalnaki? What do y'all think about that fight? Because I think that's, I believe that's a fight that Tony Yoka can handle. And that would be a good step up from a Johan Duhaupas, right? And I think that would be pretty cool to see him get in there and mix it up with Adam Kalnaki. Valid fight. If he could get in there and blast through Adam Kalnaki the way he did Johan Duhaupas, that would be a big statement. That would be a huge statement. Who y'all guys got in this Junior Fa versus Joseph Parker fight? Because that pretty much is set in stone. They got that fight happening. Jeff, what's good with you, fam? I got Yoka by knockout. Really? Knockout Tony Parker? Wow. That's bold, Dragon Leg. This is Tony Parker. He's a tough guy, man. I mean, I keep saying Tony Parker, freaking basketball going through my Joseph Parker, Tony Parker. I'm thinking San Antonio Spurs. I keep calling this man Tony Parker. Guys, I can't even get it right. Basketball all in my head. But Joseph Parker, I think Joseph Parker's a tough guy, man. I think that's a hard knockout for Yoka. That is no Duhaupas right there. What's up, IBT?
Yeah, I doing?
I'm all right, bro. What do you think? You think Tony Yoka could knock out Joseph Parker?
Hell no. No, hell no. No shot.
I don't know about that one, Dragon Leg. Boy, that's a stretch there, man.
Look. Yoka did well versus Duhaupas, right? But really, I
Yeah,
don't think he's the type of fighter who's going to be knocking dudes out like that, especially not a Joseph Parker. That guy's got a granite chin. To put it into perspective, right? Sure, he beat Duhaupas in 1 round, right? But he
right,
also took 10 rounds to TKO Dave Allen, right?
right.
So he had pop. He has good punch placement, but he's not this lights out type of guy. He had an impressive performance, but he's not gonna be putting out a damn Joseph Parker. No, hell no.
I don't think so either. I couldn't. I mean, that's he's got a high ceiling or high expectations. I believe in Tony Yoka, and a lot of people are high on the kid because of, I guess, what he accomplished in the amateurs. But I don't, I looked at him when we had these last picks. That's pretty much the first time I got a serious look at him. I never really paid attention. Um, and he appears to be a good boxer. I'm not going to say the kid's not a good boxer, but yeah, I don't know, man. I can't see him stopping the Joseph Parker. That's just my opinion. That's a tough stop right there, Dragon Lake, because that's a stop that no one else has done. And Tony Yoka, I don't know if he packing that punch to stop Joseph Parker, but you never know. You never know. I didn't think that. Zepeda would slump Ivan Baranchyk like.
No, that's different though. That's different though.
No, I know, but
Mhm.
still, I didn't think it would happen. Sheesh. I knew it was a close fight. Like either one of those guys could win, but I really thought that if Zepeda was to win that fight, that he would have won on the cards. But to slump Baranchyk like that, man, boy, that was impressive. I can't even lie. Yoka versus Joe Joyce rematch. Yeah, yeah. I think Joyce puts him away this time. That bouncing around ain't gonna help him. Not with the juggernaut. Nah, that would be a good fight, man. I think he could outpoint Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is kind of slow, and Yoka showed good speed in that fight. Actually, in a couple of fights I watched him, he showed he showed good speed. So I don't know, man. It just depends. Joe Joyce been fighting though. Didn't Yoka have somewhat of a layoff, like a year plus layoff, something like that?
Yeah, he had a bit of a layoff.
Yeah, he had a bit of a layoff. So I don't know, man. You got to stay active, especially when you're a young fighter now. Both of them are young to the game because
To
although
the
Joyce
pro game.
started, yeah, that's what I mean. They're both young to the pro game. So um, Joe Joyce, he's been active, you know, and I would like to see Yoka getting there with like a Jennings, right? That would be pretty good to see. I mean, that's a good test for the dude because Jennings is a decent boxer. I mean, he has chin issues, so Yoka might get a knockout on him, but he's going to have to earn it, though. I don't think he can move in there like he did with a Duhaupas because Jennings can move well, in my opinion. He said Tony Yoka versus Kalnaki D. Yeah, why not? You don't like that fight? What do you think about that
Um,
fight?
that'd be a good fight stylistically. I like it.
Yeah, that's what
I,
I'm
I don't.
saying.
I don't think they put Kanaki in that fight, but if you could, I mean, that'd be a good one.
I don't see why they wouldn't put Kalnaki in that. Well, yeah, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
you know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean.
Yoko don't really have nothing behind it, but yeah, that's kind of dangerous for Kalnaki. But he don't really. To me, I'm just saying like he don't really have any promise, man. It's not like you know what I mean.
Hey, he brings in fans though. He brings in the Polish fans.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah. That
shouldn't have
matters.
lost to Hellenius if he trained harder and if he used his brain instead of his head. He wouldn't have gotten knocked out. He should have taken a longer rest when he got dropped. Realized he'd been hurt. And instead he paid the price. But you know what happens? Even the Baranchik Zepeda fight, those guys were like, as much as they were going down, if I felt like the floor was like lava to them. As soon as they touched the floor, they'd spring right back up. Baranchik literally like bouncing on his toes 3 seconds after he just got twisted and punched to the floor. It's like, dude, take a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I mean, sometimes, man, these fighters like they just no like Baranchik. He kept hopping up, bro. Like he would get knocked down, boom. He would just hop back up. Sometimes you got to take the full 8 count, get the faculties back in order. But these guys want to get back up, and then I think sometimes it's like ego and bravado. They want to try to show that they're not really as hurt as they are, right?
hmm I
I
mean,
think sometimes it's that as well.
you got a similar thing where they get hurt and they don't realize it, and it leads poorly with Kaunaki, with J Rock. Who else did it happen with? There's another fighter who I know got dropped. It might have been called a slip or something. And they got stopped because of it. They didn't fully recover. But yeah, I mean that's another part of like experience, right? It's not only you know parts of the fight knowing when you're an advantage, but knowing what to do when you're disadvantaged, when you're hurt, when how to clinch, stuff like that.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I got you. He said Dragon Leg said Yoka knocking out Kalnaki. Oh, no, I thought okay. All right. Parker beating five. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got Parker beating Tony. Junior five too. I don't like Junior five. I'm not convinced of Junior five. I don't really think he's on the level as the Joseph Parker. That's just my opinion on it. Like, hey, this is a little almost a showcase fight for Joseph Parker. I don't. What kind of problems does Junior Five present for Joseph Parker? That's my thing.
At this point, I don't really. Not that he's a bad fighter, but I think he's underwhelmed from the expectations that he had when he turned pro and when he came out of the amateurs. Um, at this point, I just think Parker beats him, but it should be a nice fight.
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, we're just talking about Junior Fa, Joseph Parker, Josh Warrington, Sanzu, and Luis Ortiz is going to be fighting on Spence versus Danny undercard, supposedly.
Against who?
They don't have an opponent yet,
Okay.
which means to me it's just going to be some run-of-the-mill schmo.
Who knows? Might be Jar Washington.
Yeah, that would be cool. But they're going to have to announce an opponent soon. I mean, it's not like these guys got a hell of a lot of time to prepare.
Yeah. It's the heavyweight division.
But,
Most of them take fights on 4 weeks' notice anyway.
yeah, what do you think, Junior Fa and
Parker beats
Joseph Parker?
Parker beats him comfortably. It comes down to Parker. If he wants to go for it or if he just wants to outbox him, he can pick. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Simple.
what I'm saying, bro. I don't like. It's not much intrigue in that fight.
There is a New Zealand.
And I don't think that Junior Fa's on Parker's level. That's my thing. Like,
Did you see his fight with Dominic Quinn?
Who? Junior
Fa?
Fa?
Yeah.
Was that his last fight?
Second to last.
Second to last fight.
Yeah, I seen like his last 2 or 3 fights, so I didn't know his opponents, but yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, Dominic Quinn was a fringe contender about 14 years ago. He's turned into a journeyman, kind of considered to be around Kingpin Johnson level. Hits a little bit harder, not as defensively good. He dropped Junior Fa pretty heavily.
Right. Yeah. So that tells you right there. And Joseph Parker's got a good beard on him. So that's another thing. Like, I don't see Junior Fa getting him into too much trouble.
No. Parker beats him. He's faster than him. He's a better boxer than him. He hits harder than him, and he's got a better chin than him. What does that tell you?
Well, I say,
He beats him.
Showcase fight. That's why I say it's like a showcase fight to me. It's not really competitive, you know. I thought Yoka robbed Joyce in the Olympics, in my opinion. I didn't see it.
I don't think he robbed him. I think it was close, and I had Joyce winning, but it wasn't a robbery. But yeah. But yeah, man, like I wouldn't go as far as saying it's a showcase fight because Parker's had a few showcase fights. You know, Shondell Winters, Alex Leopold. These were meant to be showcases, and he didn't really showcase anything. He just outboxed them, really.
Leopold was a tough son of a bitch, man.
That came down to Parker. Parker didn't put the gas on him, mate. He could have at any time. He was just picking shots. He was pot shotting the dude for half the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say it won't, but I know he was hitting him with some good shots a couple of times there, and Leopold was just taking him. I mean, he hurt him. He hurt him.
That was later, though.
Yeah, he did hurt him. So I mean, I don't know. You're right. I mean, we can't call it a showcase fight, no, because by that logic, I get it. But if he goes in here and does what I think he's gonna do, then the after effects would be that was nothing more than a showcase fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Junior Fa is gonna put up too much problem for Joseph Parker. I was just trying to wrap my mind around what type of problem could he present for Parker, and I don't really see any.
Like I saw in the chat someone saying Fa hits well to the body for a big man against people who don't have any defense and don't know how to step off. You know?
Yeah, for sure. You don't know what I know, Wood. You know what you know. You don't know what I know. Are you a freaking mind reader? It's not possible for you to know what I know. I'm not saying you don't know as much as I know. I'm not saying that like that. I'm just saying you don't know what's in my brain, man.
Yo, I got some questions actually. You
Sometimes
got
I
some
don't know
echo.
what's in my damn brain.
Hey, D, you got some echo, I think.
Yeah, no, that was me. That was my pace picante stuff. But go ahead though.
All right. Yeah, is Warrington's UConn confirmed?
I don't know if it's confirmed. I seen an article on it, which is why I put it on here. I'm not sure, like, not the article I read, but it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, that I'm excited for that fight. That's the best fight the featherweight division has seen in a while, and in my honest opinion, and I don't want to sound mean, I guess, but honestly, at this point, I think featherweight might be one of the weakest divisions in boxing, just because nobody's fighting anybody, and not only is nobody fighting anybody, but a bunch of talent just moved, and we got some talent coming with Navarrete and stuff, but I don't know how long Gary Russell's staying. Seems like Warrington was trying to fight Shakur Stevenson, and that opportunity left. So it's just been, at one point I thought 130 was a transition division, but now it seems like the roles have reversed almost, where featherweight seems to be the one that's having people jump in and out, and 130 seems to be more solid overall. And you got fights happening and on the horizon. This is the first big featherweight fight that will happen in a while. In my opinion, number 1 versus number 3. It should be unification.
Well, it is unification because they just elevated Zoo.
Is that confirmed as well?
Yeah, that's confirmed for sure. They just elevated him so that it could be a unification match.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. So I mean that's a good. That's why I'm thinking the fight. I can't, like I said, I can't remember reading that the fight was confirmed, but I don't think they're gonna do all of that to make it a unification fight and then not have the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like they're pretty much gonna have that fight. Who missed the drug test, BK? What's up with you, BK? Toby Barlett in the building, but who you talking about, Mr. Drug test?
Yoka. I think he's talking about Yoka.
Oh wow. Not this past fight, right?
No, I think a previous fight.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, oh hell no. He came in there bitch doped up.
It hasn't been added to his box rec yet. Last I heard, the commission may not have sanctioned it, so that would suck.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, it's not on his box rec still.
That's his team's fault, bro. Right?
Yeah, I mean it has. I don't know who else, right?
I'm gonna blame his team for that. Like, bro, this dude is worried about training. He's in the ring fighting. I gotta make sure all of that stuff is straight. That's his team all day long. That would be crazy if he doesn't get credit for the fight, which I don't think is too much of a big deal because it was Johan Duhaupas. So you got an old Johan Duhaupas that's on or off your record. Whatever,
You still want it to count.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it is one less fight. He's a journeyman.
Yeah,
right?
He didn't lose out on a top 10 win or anything, but he did lose out on a win over a former title challenger, which is significant in some scenarios, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, it gives him a little more stock, I guess, in his name, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's about it. First round boxing, what's good with you? That supposed to say, oh, you team 5? Okay, all right. Well, why don't you click the link and tell us how Junior Fa can win this? Because I can't think of a way. Not that I have anything against Junior Fa, I just don't see a way he can win this. Brian Harkin, what's good with you? Do you really got T over Lola? I already put money on it. 7 through 9. That's the bet. And it's a pretty nice size ticket too, because I got it in parlay. Yeah, I am really picking Teofimo. Teofimo gonna knock Lomachenko the fuck out. 7th round. Hey, with ice. Aaron Cole, what's good with your brethren? Yeah, Wood crazy. All right, he just saying, what's up, what's up, what's up?
Tony Yoka is 28 years old, by the way.
28? Oh, okay.
I think 28.
What's 2 all in the amateurs? What are you talking about, blue boxing? If Junior Fox can cause any trouble, it'll be to the body. Fox goes to the body well for a big blue. Yeah, he does do that. I will give him that. It's just what is he going to be taking back? Because, like Mark said, and I have to agree. So Joseph Parker's quicker than him, man.
He's quicker, he's stronger, he's more accomplished, he's got a better chin, he's a better boxer. He's better in every aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see the danger that Junior Five brings to him. I'm hoping Five rises to the occasion. Have you seen his WSB fight against Makhmudov? Looked like a different guy, how he looked as a pro. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that fight went like, but I can tell you this. I've seen enough of Makhmudov to know that fight probably didn't go well. Because that dude's a freaking bull, man. That dude Makhmudov, man. That dude's a bull. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Support the hardest working man in YouTube, man. Be the Godfather Jefferson. Hey, bro, I appreciate that. My man G Boogie in the building. Appreciate that, G Boogs. All right, let me slide on down. G Boogie up ahead. BK says Yoka, that's the reason. Oh, okay. You already read all of that, huh? I'm glad you keep up with the chat, IBT, because I always fall behind. D-Man said, I thought drugs as soon as it was taken off of box rec. Yeah, it could be, man. I mean, look, that's the thing. It's a reason he was out for so long, right?
Yeah. I think this particular scenario is the commission may not have sanctioned the fight. I don't believe it has anything to do with drug testing, but at this point, it's reasonable to be suspicious of him. He's had controversy in the Olympics, and now he's had controversy as a pro. So, I hope it doesn't sideline his career any longer. He's a young guy, but he's not that young. You know what I mean? He's not like Dubois in his early 20s. He's in his late 20s already. He's 28. So this is the time for him to make an impact in the pro scene.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. No, there's no reports that he tested positive, Brian. Just speculation right now. Jay Blue said, good luck with that, D. Yeah. I mean, it's an uphill battle for the kid, but he's going to run up the hill and crack Lomachenko. Right on top and knock him off top of the mountain. Remember that game we used to play as kids, top of the mountain? Yep, Lomachenko coming down, buddy. 28 is still young. He might have a chance for a world title shot. Man, please. Against who? Now, let's be honest here. Now, I'm not trying to dump on Junior Fox, but a world title shot against who?
I think he's talking about Yoka. He's talking about Yoka.
Oh, okay. And I mean, even with him against who? Because after Joshua or Fury gets knocked off with the pedestal, which one of these guys? Fury might leave. But then you got guys like Usyk around. And I think that with Ede Reynoso being pleased with what he sees in Andy Ruiz, if this kid gets disciplined, that's going to be another threat. I don't see Yoka beating either of those guys. Usyk or Ruiz. I mean, because he don't have superior hand speed to Ruiz. Although Ruiz is big.
Yeah. I mean, I think Ruiz would have difficulty with Yoka if he were to show up. I don't know. Yoka's a weird one to gauge. I have a lot of difficulty gauging him because at one point, in one aspect, I think he's a good boxer. He's very tall. I think he's 6'7". He's got good reach, technically sound. He has an amateur pedigree at the elite level as well in the
Is
Olympics.
he that
He had the
tall?
gold medal. Huh?
Is he that tall?
Yeah, he's a tall guy. But
I
but
didn't
one
know he was
thing,
6'7".
yeah, he's 6'7". One thing I am kind of worried about with him though is I believe he's been stopped in the amateurs a couple times, or maybe the WBS thing, or the I don't know the acronym for the amateurs, but it's not amateurs. You know the one I'm talking about. That's you can see the Makhmudov fight. That you can see Joyce fight.
Right.
Ergovic had some fights. Yeah. I believe he might have been stopped there too at some point. So I'm worried that he's a little chinny, and especially with the PEDs thing, that might explain that. And I don't know. So my thoughts on Yoka are very mixed. On Monday I think he's great. On Tuesday I think he might get knocked out.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I say, the verdict's out on me with him. I'm not sure. Blues Boxer said Parker fought 4 times in the amateur, 2-2. Man, all right, Blues Boxing. Um, I think Better Biev and Usyk fought like 5 times in the amateur, 3-2. Who wins? Usyk all day, every day. So good. They fought in the amateurs. That don't have nothing to do with this pro game here.
Yeah. I forget what panel you were on the other day. You guys kind of talking about. You brought up the same thing. Usyk better be if Sean Porter has victories over Daniel Jacobs and Alexander Usyk.
Right.
So
In the amateurs.
yeah. And people think Usyk can beat Fury, right? Some people think he's going to give him a lot of trouble. Do we think Sean Porter would give Tyson Fury trouble?
Nope.
No, it's a different game. Yes, Virtuoso World Series of Boxing. Thank you. That's what it was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And they I like I'm all with that platform too, man. And I hope they can have success because even if they're not getting the top guys, they're still gonna bring out a lot of talent in the division. Right? Like they did it that 147.
No. That's you're thinking of the World Boxing Super Series. That was my bad. I think I got you mixed up. The World Series of Boxing is like the unofficial pros thing. It's like still 3 rounders, but they don't
Oh
have.
yeah, okay. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah. That's my bad. I didn't mean to mix you up, but I think I do believe he's been stopped in that World Series of Boxing thing. That's why I'm worried about his chin. I do know he's been stopped a couple times, so that just worries me.
Yeah.
If you're getting
Oh,
stopped in less than 3 rounds, it's not promising.
yeah. What do you think about Warrington versus Zook?
That's great, man. That's good. You know what? If Zepeda Baranchik didn't happen, I'd say that's has writings for fight of the year. Both of those guys throw a bunch of punches. They're good boxers as well. They've got heart. They're the elite of their division, and I think that's the best fight that can be made in the division right now, reasonably, right? Like I was just saying, I think featherweight's a little stale right now, and I think that's the type of fight to get things going for sure. Because Yukon, that guy's volume is incredible, and Warrington's got the same thing with his output. And despite Warrington's low KO ratio, the guy's got he's got some solid pop. He's not really feather fisted. It's just he's not really a finisher like that.
What do you think? What do you think? Who do you think hits the hardest? Warrington?
Um,
Kind of
pro-
close, kind of close, ain't it?
yeah, it's pretty close. Probably Warrington. Yeah, I could say Warrington.
I think Warrington. I think,
Zhukan kills you by 1,000 cuts.
yeah, and I think he's a little quicker, and Warrington's has a little more pop. That's how I look at those two guys. But it's not a extreme advantage either way. Like it's not to me, it's not an extreme advantage in power or an extreme advantage in speed. But I just think those are their two, counteracting attributes, so to speak. Like, Zoot's a little faster and Warrington hits a little harder, but both, like you said, both of the output, I think it's going to be a great fight, man. And I'm not even sure how to pick this one yet. I'm definitely going to have to dig in there and look at this one. Matter of fact, where'd Mark go? Mark, you still out there in the chat? I wonder if your vision is getting a little clearer of D. Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't see me when I was at 23. I don't know.
Nah, yeah.
I wonder if his vision's getting a little bit clearer. IBT.
Yeah, you know what? I think if I adjust my telescope, I should be able to find you, D.
You all right? He ain't looking far. He ain't looking far. I already told y'all I'm top 3. Somebody get knocked out. Somebody's getting knocked out. Nah, I don't know if I don't have enough points to get in the top 3. I could get in the top 5 though. Which kind of sucks.
It's all right.
I fucked up this season. I did real bad this season, but I mean, you can see what my standards are, right? Like I did real bad this season, but I'll still crack the top 5, right? We had one week we had 77 people. That money was there.
Yeah.
So again, man, if all of y'all can fuck up and I can get first place, then I can probably squeeze into the top 3, but that's far-fetched that all 3 of you guys fuck up. So,
yeah, I calculated it, and in order for you to get first, all of us in the top 5, our Wi-Fi would have to permanently cease.
Right, yeah. So it's like it's not happening. No, that's top. No, I can get in the top 5.
No, I'm saying for you to win.
Oh yeah. No, first place is out of the question, but I can get in the top 5. I could, like I said, Wasi and Mark have a bad week, and I get first place. I can squeeze into the top 3 actually. But
yeah, I mean, you and number 4, number 5, I think are within like 10 points of each other.
Right. I'm going past them guys. That's why I don't even worry about that. I'm going past them guys, but even still, my point is this, dog. Like, okay, my claim was top 3, right? I'm always in the race, but even saying top 5, right? Even saying top 5 every season, it's still good.
Yeah, if your bad season's top 5, I mean,
And this was a bad season, bro. Champ Ross will attest to that. I just say it's a bad season. I've never made an excuse, but I'm just saying it was a bad season. And like I said, I missed, I think, 3 or 4 fights. Didn't even get to put on the card because I was late. So there it is. Like I missed 3 or 4 fights, and I'm still going to be rocking the top 5, right? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Next season, like I told you, you guys just watch your ass. I don't know, man. I might not even be. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna be in it next season. I'm not quitting the league, but I might have to have a surgery and shit. So I just have to see, man.
I'll make your picks for you, D. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah. I'll slide you in the cut. It's gonna be a lot of money flying around.
and really quick, as his comment and as he joined the panel, congrats, Brian. You got first place.
Yeah, Brian Harkin. Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, Brian, and I tell everybody, getting first place in any particular week is not easy to do.
I was lucky. Couple of my mad predictions came off for me. So
no luck.
No luck, bro. That's a tough job. I mean, yeah. Did I get first place once? I don't even think I got first place this season. Not one week.
I'm currently in first, and I don't think I got first at all.
Okay.
This season.
Well, right.
I've only been doing this 4 weeks.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah. So you're gonna be some competition next year. Somebody else for me to beat up on.
That's all good, man. It's all good. All friendly competition
next season.
It's all friendly competition at the end of the day, So.
Yeah. No, I have a good time. L Dog, what's good with you?
Yeah.
The Sporting Advantage said, "Nah, I'm trying this week. You better try hard. I'm gonna be hovering around the top, buddy." I'm shooting for first place. I need to squeeze up in the top 3. That would be so spectacular if I could knock YC or not probably YC and IBT too far away. I'm gonna have to try to shoot for Mark. I gotta hope Mark has a bad week. That son of a bitch might copy my pick.
Nah, no, wait, no, actually, okay, so we were talking about it earlier, and like jokingly, we were making an idea of what if we just got your exact pick so that no matter what happens,
I couldn't catch it.
yeah, like if you screw up, it doesn't matter, and if you do well, then it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, I can't catch it. But you know what's funny though? Intangible, Charles D, get this smoke. Remember all of them people talking that shit? Remember that? Where they at, bro? There's only
Charles D not too far behind you.
I don't give a damn. The key word was too far behind me. Behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is my thing. What did I say? What did I say in week number 4, IBT, when I was in 23rd place? What did I tell them? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And see, all of those guys are looking up now, talking all that shit about D. Jefferson. Mark, IBT are the only 2 that got the claim right now. And Mark, you still skating on thin ice if you listen. Because I'm coming for that 3rd spot.
You coming for a podium position?
Yeah, damn right. I'm trying to get on there, trying to get my medal. But shout out to you, IBTU and YC, man. The battle is on. What is y'all point spread? Like 10 points or some shit?
Yo, so I don't know what happened on Sunday or some calculation thing, but at one point on the weekly standings, I think after Saturday, he had 42 points and I had 35. Right? So something.
He hit on some knockouts. I do know that, but I don't know.
Yeah, a knockout and a decision, but something happened to where I ended up passing him for this week. I don't know if I hit on something or he didn't, or he
well, you scored more points than he did this week.
I don't know. I should have hit on the Babbage versus that one guy. I said second round KO. It ended up being 30 seconds in the 3rd round. That kind of stunk a little. But
man,
right
I
now,
second guess myself week after week. I second guess myself with Zepeda. I was going to go with Zepeda for the KO, which would have gave me 10 points. And then I second guessed myself last week with that damn Chavez Jr. I knew I shouldn't have picked Chavez Jr., man. I don't know. I think I might have screwed up on that one.
What do you call that boy? The mean last week it was what's his name? Neri.
Yeah,
I had him like 4 frame stoppage or something like that there, and it So
yeah, well, Neri cost me money last week because I had him 7 through 9. I figured it would take him a little because I seen Alameda and I knew he was going to put up some problems, but I thought Neri experience and his power. I always questioned his power, so that's why I said 7 through 9 on the bet, right? But this bastard, man, I just freaking Luis Neri. Let me tell you something. That was a damn good card, and the Luis Neri Alameda fight was a good fight. I'm not gonna say anything about the fight, right? It was a good fight, and it was a good card, but Luis Neri was the only disappointment to me on that card.
Yeah.
If this is a domestic fighter, you're supposed to knock him out, fam.
Yeah, I agree. I believe in the hype of the power shortage. So
yeah, I fell for it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I fell for it. I thought he had more power than that, and I was wrong on that. Robotic Raptor, what's good with you? Think Loma is going to get stopped? Me too, Robotic Raptor. A touche, my friend. L Dog, don't even start it. Loma will not stop Firmo Lopez. Don't even start the nonsense. He ain't stopping him. You better hope your boy don't get this jaw crack and roll back. And he the one gonna get stopped. You understand? That's what's gonna happen.
No, he'll be moving back.
Eldo, listen. I want you to hear this, and I've been saying it for about 3 months now. Teofimo Lopez is gonna knock Lomachenko the fuck out. I'm Pete in the building. What's good, Pete? You finally off that day's work? I see you in the car.
No, hell no. Hell no.
They call me.
Hey, this.
G Boogie called me the hardest working man in YouTube land. We got to call you the hardest working man in construction land. Pete always.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Lord help me. Hey, just tell me if the road noise is too much. I don't know. This fucking.
Nah, I can't even hear it really. I can't.
I'm in a loner. Well, I'm not moving yet, so don't say that too. Don't speak too
My
soon.
car got an axle problem, and I always do live ride along, and I don't think it's too bad. So I don't think it could be louder than my car. I'm not fixing that damn axle on that.
Let it fuck it. Let it go.
Hell no, I'm gonna ride that shit until the wheels fall off of it and get something else.
Yep, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's a Lexus, man. So it's gonna keep riding. You can't beat those cars up, bro. I tried. Already tried.
How you got a warped axle on a Lexus? The fuck you been doing?
Yeah, man. That shit's got like over 200,000 miles, and it just keeps going. I love it.
Bulletproof.
But what you think, Pete, about Junior Fi and Joseph Parker? Didn't I actually?
I think you need to check your what's it called, Ancestry.com, because I think you got some Greek in you. Your fucking degenerate gambling ass is fucking. Teofimo's gonna knock him out. I got money on it.
Nah, you know what's funny, Pete? It's $1. It's 3 single dollar parlays. Is how I got it. I only bet. I don't really gamble.
Of course you're parlaying it. Of course you're parlaying. Of course you are.
I parlay everything. Basketball, football. I don't really gamble like that. And I was just doing it because I mess with these guys on this betting situation, and I joined the app. And put their little code in and got the free $50. So I feel like I can gamble off dollars forever and have fun. It makes the fights more interesting. Like even Luis Neri fight, I was still sitting there jumping on my seat. Put him away, because I wanted to hit that.
You motherfucker! Fixed fight, cocksucker. The rest
I was
fixed.
so mad at Luis Neri, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, you son of a bitch, $71 ticket. All you had to do was stop it. That's it. I had the other fights won. It was Charlo. I picked that one, 7 through 9. He stopped him at 8. That was like a plus 450 or something. And then I picked the UFC fight, which was a plus 225. If this idiot Luis Neri would have won inside the distance, $1 ticket would have won $271. That's why I was jumping off the edge of my seat. And it's that kind of shit that just makes the fights or the sporting events better. It's just $1, but you got something riding on it, right? So shit, even a boring fight. I mean, if you bet on a Huey Fury fight, you'll probably be excited.
All right. Don't exaggerate, dude. Don't exaggerate.
Okay, what if Huey Fury was in a fight and he was the last one on your card and you could win $2,000?
I would never place money on that.
Here, parlay money on boxing is like winning the lottery 3 times.
You can't parlay boxing, dude.
It's hard to parlay.
There's not enough action to fucking make me parlay boxing.
Yeah, more time basketball.
Bro, I've won already. On parlays.
What's your best parlay that you've won like relatively recently? I don't want to hear anything from 1902.
No, I only started in like the past 3 months.
Okay, what's the best one? What's the best parlay that you've won?
$92 off of $1, and that's a 920% return.
What was the what were the bets?
It was what week was that? It was the week that it was UFC. The week Jorge Masvidal and those guys.
Usman Masvidal, yeah.
Usman Masvidal, because it was supposed to be a knockout in that fight, and I picked the distance, so I got plus on that fight in the distance because the plus it was I think like a plus 225 if you pick Usman by the distance. So I picked that up. Yep. I picked that up.
What the hell are the odds makers smoking?
If you catch it early, if you catch those things early, you know what I mean? The odds change once people start betting on it and all of that. So I caught that one early when I seen it. I said, what the fuck? Plus 225. I said, this could go the distance. And I picked Usman to win, but I just picked that one for the distance because I was like, it could go the distance, and I already had Usman winning that fight, right? and then I picked Joyce Check. I mean, not Joyce Check. Rose Namajunas to get her belt back, and I picked that one by decision. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, bro, I hit up, and then it was I can't remember who was boxing that week, but I always go off of my prediction league picks. You know what I mean? And I can't even remember what pick I had, but it was an underdog. Vegas had it all wrong. I think everybody in the prediction league got it right. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, what it might have not, maybe not. Wasn't Clay Collard fighting that weekend?
I mean, he fights every weekend as far as I'm concerned.
I think that might have been the fight when he beat up that kid Kaminsky. And Clay Collard was underdog in that fight. And see, that's how you run those tickets up, bro. You just put underdog or make sure you get it in the plus, right? All that minus 150, and that's good for gamblers. But when you betting dollar parlays, you just try to get it in the plus, get the fights that you know see a good chance of winning in the plus. Then you just get a bunch of money. Like I could lose 50 times and hit it on 2 tickets, one for $27 and one for $31, which is only 3 team parlays, and then you get all your money back. So you could play off like $150 forever. Really, I mean,
yeah. And another thing I want to mention, and as terrible, as awful as it sounds, right? If there's a fighter going against someone else who might beat them, but you know they have a future or they have a regional bias, a hometown decision, sometimes it's smart. If you think it's a 50-50 fight, doesn't matter. You know, a good example: Jack Colquet versus Boss Baru. That fight, I thought Colquet would beat him actually, right? But I could fall back on, hey, it's in Germany. If it's a close fight, even if it's not a close fight, Jack Colquet might win. And he did. Yeah. And I hit on split decision, right? Or you got Rolly Romero. I've seen the other guy fight, Martinez. That guy's decent. I actually thought he could beat Romero, but I'd be stupid to pick him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, that's perfect because that's what I do a lot of times. Like, because, you know, I always talk about that. Oh, no, they'll rob him blind. Right. Yeah. So I already go like with Jamal Charlo, right? I felt like it was a chance the Reverend Chinko could beat Jamal. I felt like it was a chance that could happen. But it was easy for me to pick Charlo by decision. And I picked up good money on that one too, because that one they had as knockout. So I think Charlo by decision was a plus, like a plus 115 or some stupid shit, like plus 125 or something like that. So when you could pick them up like Charlo by decision, plus 125, you dump all over that because you know even if the Reverend Chinko get 8-4, they're probably gonna rob him blind, right?
Yeah. Well, I was on here, D, and I said that beforehand. I said, you know, if it did go the distance, and if that was the case, I didn't see Devonchenko getting the decision. But at the end of the fight, I had it at 8-4 for Chango anyway, so you know it didn't really.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, I was going back and forth with a lot of people about that fight on here, because I was telling them like, y'all gotta realize even if it does go the distance, they're going to give it to Charlo. But then I was saying that I don't even think that the Reverend Chinko beats Charlo on the card. I think he beats him on the cards, or he could possibly get a late knockout. That's how I had the fight anyway. I was just letting people know if you guys have a Reverend Chinko and you thinking about getting them by decision, you just wasting your time because he ain't going to get a decision over Charlo.
Yep, that was my thinking on it too. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to make a thing of like, oh, Charlo would have just robbed him, right? But you know, I thought it'd be if Derevianchenko won, I thought it'd be highly competitive, and it's just one of those where it's like it's probably understandable. It goes to the other guy, even if you didn't see it for him. And L Dog said something really quick. He's talking crap in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. He said y'all told me DC would beat Stipe. Stipe dominated. Now you guys tell me Lomachenko lose to Lopez. Lomachenko will dominate Lopez, right? Hey. He also said Branchik would beat Zepeda by knockout. He was close. He was close, but wrong guy.
You know, I didn't say that Stipe would beat
that one right. So I had Zepeda 5th round TKO.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, damn. Wow.
Yeah,
Is that what you hit? Is that why you got first?
probably.
Damn, that's insane.
I know.
Why'd
Well,
you pick that? Oh my god.
I don't know. I just looked at it. This guy's 25 knockouts. I've seen him fight before. He's a good counter puncher. I thought it would be done on accumulation. I thought he'd make Branchik miss all night, and he would just pepper him, with the counter punches.
Mhm.
That's how I saw the fight going, and that's why I put.
I know your
Instead-
heart started jumping when Zepeda got dropped. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, but it was fun, man.
Yeah.
So I thought, he would do it there. I thought he would do it in the middle round, and I was just trying to figure out which round he would do it. But I thought it'd be done on accumulation. A punch is not, So
Those guys
yeah,
were popping each other like bad habits and shit, just one after the other. I was like, what the hell, bro? That was crazy. So,
it
so
was a great fight.
Brian,
It
what
was
do
a
you
great
think
fight.
about Josh Warrington and Kanzu?
That's a great fight. Josh Warrington is a busy fighter. Doesn't really have power. Zhu, well, he's pretty busy. Got good lateral movement. He got quick hands and he has power. So that's a very good fight. I don't know who wins that. I honestly don't. I think that's a very close fight.
Yeah.
I was going for someone. If I was going to choose, I would say Warrington by decision, but I wouldn't even say UD. I would say probably split decision.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bad. I mean, I got it as a 50-50 fight. So,
Yeah.
Split decision, majority decision, hell, even unanimous decision. Well, what are the chances? I don't think either of them stop the other.
No shot.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. I think that one's going to the judges' scorecards. So,
Yeah, I don't. I think it's definitely a decision fight. I mean, that's just. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm picking decision. I just gotta decide which guy. But
well,
I don't think either of them stop.
Yeah, if I had to choose which one I think was the more powerful puncher, I'd say Zhu, but that's not by much.
Oh, you say that? Yeah. Well, see, IBT and I said the same thing. Like,
okay,
we said Warrington, but we said not by much. And I said Zoo probably has a little bit more speed, but not by much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's an intriguing fight. Like. One of them fights, if it went either way, you wouldn't be surprised. So.
Oh, fellas.
What's up? Nobody want to hear your Lomachenko loving ass, man.
Nah, I got a new prediction.
What's that?
I think Danny might beat Spence.
Wow.
Are you on drugs?
That's a
Nah, man. Like I was talking to JFL last night, man, and
that was your
granted,
thing. But go ahead.
Granted, he is a Danny fan. He was bringing up some good points, especially when I went back and reviewed some of his fights. Like, I'm telling you this, I was actually surprised when the guy started talking about it, man. Like, he went off the rails a couple times, but some of the things were good. Like, because I'm kind of bored of this whole Loma Lopez talk, man. I just want the fight to happen at this point, man.
That fight's done already.
Yeah, but like I want to see it happen, like it's kind of got to the point where it got delayed so much. I'm kind of bored of talking about it. But you guys don't mind if we talk about this Danny Spence fight? So how do you guys see Spence? Because I'm assuming you guys are picking Spence, right? Or leaning towards him.
Spence, bro. I'm not leaning toward him. I'm picking Spence.
So how you think he's gonna win?
I just told you, unanimous decision. Listen, man.
But like style-wise, break it down. How he's gonna win? Is he gonna beat him up on the inside? Is he gonna box him?
Yo, go recap, bro.
Go recap. No, I was going to stop him from all of that he got. Because here's the thing, bro. I'm not trying to hear this Danny Garcia nonsense, especially points coming from DSFG. was the biggest Danny Garcia fanboy on the North American continent. Like,
Yeah.
like, come on with this shit. Listen,
I'm saying this. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
yeah, well, he ain't even right that many times.
But I'm asking you guys this: like, how will Spence beat Danny? Because I was thinking Spence will stay on the outside, jab his head off, outbox him. But then, JFL brings up a good point. He said Errol Spence is flat-footed. He doesn't have that kind of footwork.
Okay,
And I
but
was thinking, you know what? He's
Errol
right.
Spence is
Errol
not
Spence.
flat-footed, and he's nowhere near. If you want to talk about flat-footed, that's his guy. The motherfucker's wearing Ronald McDonald shoes in the goddamn ring.
But
Yeah,
let's be
yeah,
real
yeah.
here. Let's be
He-
real.
Get outta
Spence
here,
is
man.
flat-footed.
Flat-footed style, come forward, counter puncher,
man.
38-0, 39-0 soon.
But let's be real here. Spence is flat-footed, man. Like a lot of people.
Spence is not flat-footed.
Nah, D, I don't think you know what flat-footed means, man. A lot of
Oh,
people,
wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this: a lot of people think flat-footed is an insult, but it's not, man.
No,
It's
it's
just
not.
style. It's like
No, it's not.
Yeah,
But listen.
there are many great fighters who are flat-footed.
Okay, L-Dog, slow your roll there, Tiger. Spence has shown that listen. Spence moves around the ring. When you talk about a guy that's flat-footed, that's basically all he pretty much shows you in the ring. Danny Garcia. That's all he pretty much shows you in the ring. Spence against Peterson, against freaking, even though it was Garcia, it's just still he shows you his ability to move around, lateral movement on his feet. And speaking of Lamont Peterson, did Danny Garcia go a majority decision with Lamont Peterson? Isn't that what that fight? Isn't that how that fight ended? Majority decision, Lamont Peterson. Yeah,
Wasn't that when Lamont Peterson was actually in his prime?
Did Chris beat him to an oblivion and make his daddy throw the towel? Isn't that how that fight went? He beat him to an oblivion and made his dad throw the towel.
Triangle theory stuff right there, bro.
Hold on.
but that's something I do.
But
I agree.
also, L-Dog, in that particular fight, while we're speaking of flat-footed, go look at Spence's footwork in that fight. When he totally one-sided Lamont Peterson versus a majority decision of the real Ronald McDonald shoe-wearing Danny Garcia. See? That's flat-footed. So take all of that JFL bullshit. This is why this dude don't really
Bro, but I'm saying this. I'm breaking it down stylistically. In my opinion, Spence, he is a flat-footed fighter predominantly.
Okay.
Like, he's not this fleet of foot fighter that people think he is.
No, he's
I
not.
think a lot of people think because he's an elite, African American boxer, they expect him to be real fleet-footed. Like, just like when they think of an Eastern European boxer or a Mexican boxer, they think of them either being tough or stiff or something like that. It's a stereotype. But Spence, he's a come-forward fighter.
He has the footwork of Lomachenko, but I'm just saying that he's not, you calling him a flat-footed fighter. I'm just saying that's not an accurate assessment. That's all.
But I'm saying I don't think he has the footwork to outbox someone like Danny all 12 rounds without Danny catching up.
Boxer is Danny, bro. He's a flat-footed counterpuncher. You talking about he has the skills to outbox Danny Garcia. Forget about his footwork. He has the skills to outbox Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
Can I say? Sorry, you go first.
Okay. I just want to say something. Sometimes, right, during Floyd Mayweather's career, he was a flat-footed, on the back foot fighter. So, he could stand in front of somebody, and throw shots, and make them miss. So, that no shame in that. I just don't know how Danny will react when he gets hit. That's with the accident. That's the only thing I think if he comes in, or Spence, that's the only thing I can see going wrong with it, because if he comes in and he takes the first few shots Danny throws, and he's like, okay, then I know that guy, and I think he comes in at 80%, I think he beats Danny Garcia.
Bro, did you see how Spence caught Sean Porter? When he caught Sean Porter coming in, a lot of times when Danny Garcia throws that counter hook, he puts his head right down. Go watch it. He puts his head right down. That's right in line of the same way Spence caught Sean Porter. Spence gonna time that dude, wop wop, wop wop, I wouldn't be surprised to see Danny Garcia go down. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
I
but
would be.
let me quickly say this. I think some of Spence's attributes are neutralized. Let me explain without interruption, just quickly. Spence, he is a front foot fighter. He likes to fight on the front foot. He likes to back you up. He likes to break you down to the body. You know, he's got what I call the Texas style. It's like the Eastern European style. So you have to emphasize his more body work, and I would say it's mixed in with the kind of Mexican style. And you know, he backs you up, but I don't think he'll be able to back Danny Garcia up. And if he goes to the body, it's going to be dangerous for him because Danny Garcia is what, a counterpuncher. And one of the reasons why you can't go to the body so well against counterpunchers because you hook to the body, they'll counter you with a hook to the head. That's why Triple G never went to the body against Canelo. So I think the body work and that style is not going to work for Spence. He's going to be forced to try and box Danny. Now, Danny, can he box him? Yeah, I would say Danny Garcia does struggle against guys with fleet footwork, but he has also been in there with guys with fleet footwork. So can he learn from that experience, man? Can he learn from that experience?
No. Danny Garcia has not been progressing. This is another thing. Let me stop you right there. Hold on for a second. Go ahead, IBT. So I'm going to get back to that. Go ahead. I know
You don't even need to waste your breath. Look, you're making an assumption that he has to box him on the back foot, and if he doesn't, it's going to be a very difficult fight. You want to know what I think when I imagine what he wins on? And this isn't my full breakdown or anything, right? I can go do film study and come back with more information. But volume. Danny simply just doesn't throw enough punches. He just does not. He does not have the activity level to sustain winning round. He would have to seriously buzz Spence multiple times, or throughout the rounds, or catch him clean multiple times with counter punches in order to win the round the way he does. I think Spence doesn't even need to be a fleeting back foot fighter. You can be a back foot fighter without dancing on your toes. Look at him versus Mikey Garcia, right? Obviously, Mikey Garcia. Listen.
Okay.
I don't think you're getting my point. I'm not saying that he's going to box him the exact same way he boxed Mikey Garcia. I'm saying that when he was boxing on the back foot against Mikey Garcia, was he dancing on his toes and doing an Ali shuffle? No.
Nah.
Just take a step back, throw a jab to the body, throw a jab to their guard, take a step back, move around, throw body punches when you can, condition that, like, you set up feints. He doesn't have to commit to an attack or be Ali. He can be somewhere in the middle where he takes a step back and jabs to Danny's body. Really, it's the least committal punch he can throw, and it's going to be scoring him a lot of points because Danny's not going to try to out jab him or anything like that. And he's also a southpaw, so there's the different angles that he opens up. I think that you've conflated his entire game plan or his only win condition to be one thing, and then you've mixed up boxing on the back foot, you're setting down on your punches, and there's just too many things you're ignoring when it's very simple. Volume. Danny doesn't have the volume. He's never demonstrated that volume. There's never a fight we can go, oh, Danny threw a lot of punches and he won the round in volume.
Yeah, can I
I
add
agree.
else?
But what I'm saying, hold on, just quickly, as a counterpoint, I think Spence's most favorable game plan is taken out of the equation here, and I think that makes it for a very interesting fight. Yeah, I'm still going to have to watch more film on Spence because I only watched 2 Danny fights last night, 1 Spence fight. But I'm saying, like, I think he's taken out of his game plan a little bit here. And if Spence wins this fight, man, damn, that's a real good win on his record.
Eldar, let me ask you this. At the top level, who is at 147, at the top level, who has Danny taken out of their game plan?
Factually? Or
no, at the top level, forget about the DSF.
No one.
Okay, so he's gonna do it now when he's regressing. He's not progressing. Doug, when he steps up at 147, he loses. It's just that simple. He loses.
Listen, man. I believe in the ability to improve.
Oh, man.
I believe in the ability to learn from your mistakes.
Bro. He's not progressing. Let's stop this. Danny Garcia is Danny Garcia. He's not getting better every fight. Who made him better? Ivan Redkach made him get better? That made him progress? Stop it, bro. Stop with the DSF.
12 rounds with the southpaw.
Man, get out of that, bro. And he looked terrible in it. It's 12 rounds with a southpaw.
12 rounds to learn from, though.
Terrible in it. And this was not a southpaw Errol Spence. This was a Redkach. and he
Nah, I
looked
know.
terrible.
Obviously, there's a
And
massive
he looked
difference.
terrible. That's my point. And
But let
when
me
he
say this,
stepped
man.
up at
You learn.
147, he fails to succeed.
I'm banking on Danny doing something. Look, I mean, maybe you make a good point because me just thinking about it, his trainer is his father, and his father's a fucking idiot. So maybe he won't actually learn from his mistakes. But
He ain't been getting better, fam. Like we acting like he's been getting better. If we see it as Danny Garcia that's been progressing every fight, okay. But this is not what we seeing, fam. And just like I said, he look at the fight against Red Catch.
Yeah.
Are we even gonna talk about a Spence compared to a Red Catch? Are we even gonna talk about this?
Yeah. Do you know who his father looks like to me?
Oh.
his father?
Angel Garcia. Do you know who he looks like to me?
Hmm.
Nah, who?
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie
Oh,
Sheen?
Look at him, I think of Charlie Sheen.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see that one.
You don't say it, no.
No. He said I felt Danny Edge Porter, but that's my, whatever, man. Don't let DSFG hear you say that.
That's
Well, I mean, no. DSFG, he wouldn't say Danny edged Porter. He would say Danny dominated Porter. 8 rounds to 4, factual rounds, recap casual.
yeah.
But, I think he made some decent points. And I think people expecting this fight to be one-sided, I'm not so sure. I think, odds-wise, Spence should win. But I think people might be surprised with the layoff, the injury, Spence being taken out of his favorite aspect of walking someone down, going to the body. Because if let's just say this, let's say Spence goes in there, he tries to walk him down and goes to the body. That's going to play right into Danny Garcia's hands. It's going to be a very interesting fight, especially off the injuries and the layoff.
Eldon, here's the thing. Spence is the better boxer, fam. We keep talking about Spence doing shit to play into Danny Garcia's hands. Spence, stay with me, Eldon. Spence is the better boxer. Like, cut this out, bro. If anybody's going to play in somebody's hands.
Spence is the better boxer. I agree.
Yeah. All right, so it ain't no playing into Danny's hands. Danny going to get walloped, popped, and smacked.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's the better boxer, Loma or Lopez? Nah, I'm not gonna go there.
Plus,
the better boxer. That's easy.
Plus, Danny Garcia doesn't hold his power at 147. So,
I disagree.
Okay, why you disagree? Let's hear this, Brian. Why do you disagree?
Me? Why I disagree? Well, I mean, let's look at it. Adrian Granados, right, had never been knocked out, but Danny Garcia knocked him out. I'm not saying he's got a monstrous puncher, but I'm saying I think, Red Catch had a weak chin, so people can say that's bad. But by that same logic, he did knock out Granados, who had never been knocked out at 147 or any other weight class.
Another thing I'll actually add to his point, Keith Thurman said the hardest punch he's ever been hit with didn't land flush. It was actually like a left hook from Danny, and I think he shoulder rolled it, but he said, like, had he not rolled it, had he not blocked it, he felt like it would have dropped him. I think he's got really good power. I'd say he's got good power. The issue with Danny
more
is
to a knockout than power.
in his last fights, he's not really impressed. The Granados fight, he did well, and then right after, he had a very miserable performance against Red Cat, where really he should have stopped him, right? I just don't know how motivated Danny's going to be. That's another big factor, and I just think there's too many things in Spence's favor overall for the matchup, but I do think he'll see success in points.
Yeah, but if it comes down to judges' scorecards, right, which could happen, because one thing I give Danny Garcia, he's got a great chin. I do give that to the guy. I think it goes to. I don't see the judges giving it to Danny, even if it's a close fight. But I don't even see it. I think it'd be wide. I think it'd be wide to Earl Spence Jr.
Spence is the golden boy of the PBC.
Spence is definitely going to get the favoring on the judges.
Yeah.
That ain't no question. But look. Let's think about this. Okay.
Take that away. I think it's wide annoying. That's all I'm saying. I think Spence will be wide.
Oh yeah. Everybody always talk about Adrian Granados never being stopped, right? Who did he fight with any kind of pop besides Porter? Who did Adrian Granados fight? Yeah, he was never stopped.
Amir Imam.
Okay, again, who did he start with any kind of power besides Porter? And besides,
Amir Imam.
man, okay.
Amir Imam has pop.
Right. Well, let me rephrase it. Who did he fight against that tested his chin with any kind? Because he might have a little power, but he was never a good boxer. Oh no. I mean, I don't want to sit there and argue about fighters that didn't matter. And when we talk about Danny Garcia, let's look at he keep saying this. Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, Errol Spence, and because Danny fought those two guys but still lost, they're considered the top guys. The only two top opponents that he fought at 147 was Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. And he lost. This is what I'm saying. Now you're talking about Robert Guerrero and Samuel Vargas, Adrian Granados. I think Brandon Rios he fought, Ivan Redkach. Come on, bro. Who is he? Who is he beating at 147? What, Paulie Malignaggi? Was that a great win? Like, come on, dude. That was his first fight at 147, by the way. Paulie Malignaggi.
No, I agree. But to counter that, I'll say I don't think Errol Spence has fought a lot of elite 147 pounders either.
But he beat one.
Yeah, he did beat one in a split decision, a very close fight. Let me say this. That fight against Porter was very close. So was the fight with Danny. They could have gone, the Danny Porter one could have gone either way. The Spence Porter one, I thought Spence won clearly, but it was close. I scored at 7-5 plus a knockdown for Spence.
That's what I scored. That's exactly how I scored it.
But let's not act like Danny got washed at the elite level. He was competitive with everyone, arguably beat them.
He lost. You got to be able to get over the hump. Can't get to
he lost, but let's not act like he got just outboxed completely or beat up. Like, he was very competitive.
The Thurman fight was competitive, but I had Thurman winning clearly. Sean Porter, I understand the argument with the Sean Porter fight. I never did really bitch at no one for arguing about the Sean Porter versus Danny, because that was actually a close fight. But Keith Thurman beat him. It was I don't know where the argument. I don't even know what DSFG's argument is with that Keith Thurman fight. But the facts are this: it was
7-5 Danny against Runtime Thiefman.
Whatever, man. I don't care what that. He cannot pull out 7 rounds in that fight. He cannot pull out 7 rounds in that fight with Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia.
That's finesse. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's craziness. You can't pull out 7 rounds in that fight, Eldo.
7-5 Thurman. He won that fight.
Well, he won that fight. He won that fight clearly. But
7-5 clearly. But I think it was competitive, man. And I'm gonna just say this: IBT said that Thurman said Danny hit him with the hardest shot or whatever. Now I think that shows because we saw we saw Thurman engage with Danny and then he switched up, man. He started moving. And I think that's what you need to do against Danny. I think the game plan is there to beat him. Move and box. Can Errol Spence do that coming off such a long layoff? And, we don't know if his footwork is that good.
Here, a good jab takes away his hook.
Errol
A
Spence,
good solid straight jab will take away Danny's hook all night long.
Not only that, have we seen Danny's left hook, no look left hook whole thing? Have we seen that work effectively against a southpaw, especially of this caliber? I mean, Ivan Redkach went all 12 rounds, right? And obviously, he clearly won that fight. But there were moments where, I mean, in my opinion, he looked unimpressive, right? So now we're expecting him to land that on Spence and do a lot of damage. And I think the southpaw is also another dynamic that changes it up a lot, and it's not being mentioned by UL Dog.
Yeah, hey, listen, is this a PG show? Speak your mind.
what do you mean PG?
Like, can I make a reference here? Like, can I give an analogy?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't care.
Listen, man. it's like the way I look at his performance against Red Catch is sometimes it's like getting a blowjob. You know, it's good, but it leaves a lot to be desired.
Oh my gosh, man.
See what I mean?
That was
Yeah,
terrible.
I mean,
yawn, man.
listen, man. Danny
Whatever
got
Doug did.
Danny got
Like you enjoy it, he's winning every round, but you still want to see a little more.
You just gotta know, you gotta think of it like this. Joshua Lil John, what's good with you? Jerome Benjamin, Ace, Mr. DAZN, Prime Fighting Champion, Jose Yepes, burner account. Oh boy, we got a fake Jose now too. Modern Machine, what's good? Look, this is what I'm saying, L Dog. Danny Garcia's only hope, literally, bro, is this. This is his only hope. Spence Chin ain't no good.
Yeah, I agree. But I also add to that, if his chin isn't good, I still can see a way Spence wins where he boxes. But if his chin is no good and Spence comes forward trying to break Danny down, that's a recipe for disaster.
Spencer
There's
got knocked
another,
out.
there's another hope, right? As Spence has slowed down so much between from the car accident that he just can't get his rhythm going. That's the other hope.
Yeah.
So, but that's where I am with Spence. I don't know. I don't know where he is physically, mentally. That's why I will not get a proper prediction on it. But I do think if he is 80% of Errol Spence Jr., he wins. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Dragon Leg. He said Porter Spence would have been a draw to knock down, say Spence. I think that it would have been it could have been a 6-6 fight, but I still think Spence would have won it by split or majority decision because the judges were in his favor. So either way, he would have won that fight, even if he didn't get the knockdown. They would have swayed the decision his way because Spence is the seller. Sean Porter is not the guy to make them some money. Errol Spence, when you get in that situation when a boxer is the guy that's going to make them the money and you get a close fight, similar to this Danny Spence situation, Danny ain't going to make them no money. It's going to be Spence. So if they get into a close fight, 7-5 either way, then what's his face? DSFG going to be hollering again, 39-0.
Look, I don't think it matters what the scorecards are, man. If it's 9-3 Spence, 10-2, factual rounds will always be 7-5, 8-4 in Danny's favor.
Well, if Spence knock him out, which I don't really see that happening, but
loaded gloves.
If Spence stops him,
loaded gloves.
Man, get out of here with that. You sound like those LDBC cats.
Oh my god!
And you can't never tell them that Spence would load his gloves. Tyson Fury can do it, but Spence don't need to load no gloves. Boy, you get yourself in all kind of shit.
And let me give credit to Derek James real quick because I can see Spence doing something. I can see him outboxing Danny because Jamal Charlo, who is trained by Derek James. One thing I noticed that I was most impressed with in this fight with Rosario was his movement. His movement patterns have improved a lot. His movement, his stepping side to side, laterally, that has improved greatly under Derek James.
Yeah. I fought also with young Charlo, Jamal. I fought at times, if the game plan's not working perfectly, I think sometimes he's very impatient and he tries to force things that ain't there. So I don't know if that's just me who sees that, but I think that's what I think sometimes. If you can frustrate him, you can make him make a lot of mistakes. He lunges in sometimes. He tries to force things that ain't there, and if I was training a fighter to fight Jamel, I would do everything I could to frustrate him and take him off his game plan.
Imagine what a prime Lara would have done to him.
Overrated, man. Derek James, I think he's overrated. And I
agree. Like people
could be a better fighter if he was to have another trainer. I think Derek James peaks out and then he's just Average. I mean, I don't know, man. Both of those guys need to move on from him, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I rate him as a trainer, but I do agree people are overrating him by saying about comparing him to Reynoso's and whatever. I mean, people are saying he's the best trainer in boxing, but I'm a
No,
plug. They're like
I don't
he
see that.
made two unified world champions, right? But let's look at this. Anatoly took two guys from day one, Olympic gold medal and unified world champs, both pound for pound top 5. So I mean,
Robert Garcia, man.
yeah, Robert Garcia. So I mean,
Yeah.
the Charlo was already a very athletic and physically talented guy. It's not like when you take someone from day one, like Anatoly kind of did. He took Usyk from before his first Olympic Games as well, and before
I think Ronnie
2008.
Shields. I think Ronnie Shields is a better coach than Derek James because I see improvement in DeMar Thalo, especially in this Dereverenchenko
Yeah.
fight. I didn't
I
see
disagree.
I didn't see improvement in Jamel from Harrison 1 to Cotto to
Yeah.
Harrison 2 to this last fight with Rosario. I didn't see
I did.
type of improvement. If you look at
I
if
saw
you
small improvements, but
yeah,
nothing,
Movement.
nothing that would
small
move the needle.
improvement. But if you look at DeMar Charlo from his last 4 fights, it's subtle improvements. I mean, he ain't really been fighting the right guys, but he showed head movement. He was making Dereverenchenko miss a lot. He was showing lateral movement,
Yeah.
better combinations. Like Ronnie Shields
His,
is probably better than Derek James, man.
his timing too was excellent.
Yeah.
Now listen, I was drunk
Jamal.
for the Jamal fight with Derevianchenko. So correct me if I'm wrong, but at one point, Derevianchenko went to switch the angle and Charlo pivoted out, and I was just fucking shocked. I was shocked out of my
He
mind.
did. He did. No, he was prepared for that fight. So he
But
was.
I think Derek James is a good trainer, man. What I saw, the main improvement was movement patterns. The movement patterns of Jamal have improved a lot. He knows how to move around that ring a lot. I think this is something that trainers really need to emphasize in their training camps is how to move around that ring, how to kind of do that side step where they bounce, they move, or how to step back, step
Yeah, but
around,
that ain't
semicircle,
like
step back, pivot, those kind of things.
yeah, but everything ain't universal for certain fighters, man. Sometimes like as trainers, you gotta work a fighter toward his strengths and shit. You know what I mean? Like every fighter, I'm gonna tell you, every fighter won't meant to have Usyk and Tyson Fury's and Lomachenko's footwork. Every fighter won't meant to have that. Some fighters were meant to stand in the pocket and bang it out and walk an opponent down. Some fighters were meant for that. And as a trainer, you just gotta identify what type of fighter you have. You can't really take a Triple G and turn him into no fucking BJS. That ain't what he gonna do. He ain't that type of fighter. Like some things you just gotta train them on what they're good at and hone those skills. You can't. It's nothing universal about the sweet science. All of these
Concentrate on the strengths and just back up some of their weaknesses.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
concentrate on a little bit of their weaknesses. And just try to cover some bases because each fighter will give you a different look, a different way of fighting. So just I'm a believer. Fight your own fight.
Oh, go ahead, Brian. My bad.
Oh no, sorry. I just said I'm a believer in fighting your own fight and come up with a game plan and make the fighter fight the fight you want to fight.
All right.
I'm a big believer in that. So
that you guys fight with Abel Ramos. I was talking about that fight, and me and IBT was discussing something, and I brought up lead hand control. That's like another technique. You know what I mean? It's just like what Eldon was talking about, the pivot and the lateral movement. When you look at fighters that try to get lead hand control, every fighter don't do that. Every fighter don't shoot that paw and jab out there to try to keep lead hand control. That's not even the way they fight. Actually, some fighters react on that and land plenty of shots. You get these guys in there that try to get that lead hand control, and then there's a guy firing off a straight right, or if he, standing in orthodox, a straight left at him. You know what I mean? Every time they try to paw that little jab out there. So Just fighters fight differently, man. You just gotta kind of look at them. That's why, like, when you know the whole. That's where the whole styles make fights come from. Because every guy ain't gonna get out there and bounce around like Loma or Floyd or Willie Pep. Like you know, Pernell Whitaker. Everybody ain't gonna get out there and bounce around like that, man. Some people gonna, like I said, get in there, be flat footed, bite down on their gum shield, and come after your ass. Like you know what I mean? There's a lot of fighters that's been that way.
Yeah, that's the one reason. That's the one reason I don't believe in triangle theory.
Yeah,
Is
yeah. I
because
don't either.
every fighter gives you a different. Every fighter gives you a different style or a
That's why
different
I keep
problem.
trying to tell
So
L Dog about the damn Nakatani. That's all they want to keep bringing up with Lomachenko.
yeah,
Nakatani and Lomachenko. That's totally two different styles, way different dimensions. It's a
Yeah,
way different issue.
yeah,
I see what
Fabrizio,
you mean.
what's up,
Because
Fabrizio?
let's be honest here. Saying like, look what Luke Campbell did to Lomo, look what Nakatani did, is kind of irrelevant, man. Because they're so different to how. I mean, Luke Campbell fights polar opposite to Tiafimo, and Nakatani. I mean, the dimensions are just so far off. I think it's damn near hard to compare. But I think you can pick little things out, maybe. But this is what makes boxing beautiful. It's a style clash, man. We don't
yeah,
know what we're going to get all the time. It's not like another sport where, say, one team is just so much better than another. I mean, sometimes it is, but at the highest level, it's about the styles, and the variety of styles makes the sport so beautiful.
I
Yeah,
agree with that.
and
I
then like
agree with that.
trainers can bring out, like, you get some fighters they with a certain trainer, it just don't work out, and then they switch to another trainer and they look like a Hall of Fame boxer, because some trainers too, the trainers matter. They can bring it out of the guy. They know what it takes to bring this potential out of the guy. Some trainers just can't get through. So like a lot of it plays a part. Just like this damn JD's Wilder fired the wrong dude. He should have got rid of JD's. That's who he should have got rid of. Two Sheds Sports, what's good with you, fam? Dre Spective says Jamal ain't progressing from fight to fight on the Shields, in my opinion. Yeah, well, I
Hey,
think he showed a lot of progression in this the Reverend Chenko fight, and being that that's an actual top 5 opponent, better than
Yeah.
anybody he's fought at 160. I say Ronnie Shields doing something
Yeah.
right.
Maybe Jamal's the type of guy. The better the opponent, the better he performs.
Could be,
Could be
could be.
one of them. There's some guys, and I do believe that there's some guys fight to the level of their opposition.
Fury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely my guy,
that's
Fury, dude. Great
yeah,
panel, great live panel. Thanks, Fabrizio. Appreciate you. Much love. Appreciate you, Two Shed Sports. Yeah, I mean, dog. Yeah, I when people say that about Tyson Fury, I don't argue that point.
yeah,
But only thing I always say to that is he wins at the level
yeah,
of his competition.
yeah.
And
But
he
Yeah.
does down to it,
that's
but he
what I'm.
wins at that
Yeah,
level.
that's what I'm saying. The better the opposition, the better someone may perform.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
that's
can I?
a mentality. That's a mentality thing more than anything else. It's nothing to do with style or skill. It's mentality. You think
Yeah.
I could be at 70% and beat this guy. I don't have to be at my best to beat him. So you don't train as hard. You don't go in that extra one in the morning. You don't go that extra mile. You don't do those extra sit-ups, push-ups. You don't do that extra skipping.
You
You
don't
know,
bring in the dangerous sparring partners who are going to press you every time.
yeah, yeah,
You don't do these things, and
exactly.
it adds up. Small things over long periods of time add up.
I,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that.
That's
So
like Teofimo sparring welterweights and middleweight.
Hey,
yeah,
but let me say this, man. Small things over long periods of time add up, like pity pat punches.
yeah,
Yeah, I know,
but
but I'm just letting you know. 147, 154 pounders. That's Teofimo in there sparring with, getting
But
that work.
I,
I
I've been
got good
keeping
news
them.
for that
I've been
Loma.
keeping.
Oh, my bad, Brian.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I got good news for that Loma Tiafimo fight. Actually, there's a really good undercard fight I want everyone to watch. Let me quickly try and find the guy's name. But when I saw this fight, I was very surprised. It's probably one of the first fights on the card, but it's one of Loma's sparring partners, 2016 Olympian middleweight Dmitro Mitrofanov is fighting a guy called Quinton Randall. Now, Quinton Randall, I looked him up on BoxRec, and it looks like he was in the US national team because he's fought all over the world in amateur tournaments, and he's an undefeated guy. So this is a very good fight, man.
Yeah, I've heard the name Quinton Randall, so no, he's a good prospect. Everything I hear about him, he got good jab, good movement, he's a good combination puncher. He's good head and body movement. A good feint, good feints, and he likes to lead with a backhand as well. So a lot. So yeah, no, he's a good fighter. Everything I've heard about him.
I love watching Mitrofanov. Mitrofanov reminds me of Dmitry Pirog. He's a Eastern European boxer, but I mean it's just a unique style because the upper body movement of them is so fluid.
Yeah.
Slip. He slips these punches on the inside with his upper body movement. Like it's a good thing to watch. So this is going to be a hell of a fight, I think. Undefeated. He actually beat Clay Collard just looking at it on his resume.
Man,
So
I don't. Clay Collard. That's not a win to talk about. It's Clay Collard.
Whoa.
UFC fighter.
Don't be disrespecting Clay Collard, bro.
Hold on. I'm the one who picked Clay Collard while all y'all casuals picked Kaminsky.
No.
No, D. I bet $100 on that fight.
Nah,
I bet $100 on that fight.
D, talk to me when you're in the top 5, D. Come on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
When I saw Kaminsky was like not a standout amateur, and he was fighting Clay Collard, who had just fought a couple of southpaws in a row, and Kaminsky is a southpaw. I was thinking, man, this is a risky fight to be putting a guy who wasn't a standout amateur, is only like 19 years old, and he's fighting a guy who's fought a lot of southpaws recently, and I was thinking, this is upset written all over it.
Yeah, not only that, he was the fucking he's been beating up all of these damn prospects anyway. Like that's what he was doing, beating up prospects. And I'm like, man, I seen this kid, Kaminsky. He only had like one fight I could find on, I think, Vimeo, and then a highlight clip. But the one fight I seen him in and the highlight clips, this dude was just throwing these looping body shots, like these wild looping body shots. I'm like, man, Clay Collins gonna beat this dude up. Cause this dude comes from MMA. First off, he's not a boxer, I get it. But the kid, Kaminsky, wasn't a great boxer himself. So I'm like, now we're just talking about basically two fighters. And if I gotta pick two fighters, I'm gonna pick the guy that came from mostly fighting.
Yeah.
And that was Clay Collard. Like he came from MMA. He came from fighting. That's what he used to do. And he was a pretty good striker in the MMA. To be able to transition to boxing, you probably were a good striker or a decent striker in the MMA side of things. So I was like, man, gonna beat this kid up. Plus durability and everything. I always tell guys, like, I understand boxers punch and they got technique, but bro, elbows, knees, and kicks to the head, man. Like, come on, man. That shit, especially the kicks, that's got to be a little tougher than, a punch from a guy in the boxing ring.
Kicks hurt the most. Like a shin bone to the temple will knock you out if it's at full force.
Or imagine a shin bone to your liver or to your ribs versus somebody punching you. Like those kicks hurt, bro.
That's one thing I'll never understand about MMA. How the hell do these guys take those kicks to the liver? I just don't get it, man.
They got a lot of hardware built up, and then they turn away from it a lot of times. You'll see them turn away from it and try to catch the kick. Like, it's going toward the liver, but they don't allow them to land that shit there because they already know, bro. Y'all remember Tong Po from Bloodsport? He was kicking them bamboo trees.
That kickboxer.
Imagine if
Hey,
he kick your ribs like that. James Toney would fight to the level of his opponent sometimes, and he would eat himself. Yeah, that's true.
Widow Pantre.
did you see Israel Adesanya's fight against Paulo Costa?
Yeah. I was when I was
That
doing the
PED
PBC
cheating
card,
bum.
cut it
Who,
out, bro.
Adesanya.
Yo, why did Adesanya have like a boob though?
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
That was a torn pectoral muscle.
Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
The thing when it comes to these athletes showing sign of steroids, you know, I assume all athletes are on them. To be honest, I think most athletes are using some illegal substance. I just think it's part of the game. But one thing I want to notice, man, I'm noticing something in combat sports. And we were talking about this earlier, how every fighter has a different style. I think it's related to like their natural kind of rhythm. Like you notice how these dancers are becoming the best fighters, man. Like Adesanya was a dancer, Lomachenko was a dancer. Like boxing and fighting is about rhythm.
Man, they're not becoming the best fighters. They're becoming good at what they do. Boxing finesse. What's good with you, my brother? Listen, L-Dog. You are where you from?
I'm a Croatian in New Zealand.
That's why you're so fucking biased. Let me tell you something. Anybody from Eastern Europeans, this dude L-Dog is extremely biased about them. Extremely. Now I was wondering why, but now I get it.
Yeah. Nah, I support Eastern European boxers, but I support boxing as a whole, man. Like shit, after last weekend, one of my favorite fighters now is Jose Zepeda. Man, I want that guy to win a world title so bad because I think it's just his record, him not having a world title does not reflect his skill set at all.
Here,
The guy
I'll-
is a phenomenal boxer.
I want to see a rematch as soon as possible. That was bright. You want to see a rematch?
I'm gonna be honest. If the WBO force Ramirez to fight Jack Cattrall, which is a bum fight, Ramirez will smash him to pieces. They need to make Taylor fight Zepeda.
Yeah. No, that's a good. Yeah, but I just want to see a rematch. That's what I want to see.
Taylor beats Zepeda, man. Taylor, look, this is the thing. I was just saying this too. I think it was Julius Ring IQ. I was on his live and G Boogie said with the super fast hands and quick lateral movements. That guy in the building, $5 super chat, £5, €5, one of them. I appreciate you, that guy. He said, peace D, the panel chat. What do you guys think of the two guys that made their pro debut on Top Rank card? Oh, was that Kroll and
I don't know. I think he means the fat white dude who was a heavyweight. I mean, that's what I think about him. He's a fat white dude.
Fair enough.
Which ones were the debut? Which fights was that, the guy? I seen I think the PBC card. So, but if you can remind me what fight it was, I seen the fight the next day. I didn't know.
You talking about Duke Reagan?
I don't know.
That wasn't Duke Reagan's pro debut, but it was his second fight. I thought he looked vulnerable, but it's tough to say with Duke Reagan. I really like what I saw in his debut, man. Like he picked up on patterns. He did what Teofimo does extremely well. He picks up on patterns and he exploits them. But in this fight, he didn't do it, man.
Yeah. I wasn't too impressed with what's the name of the Italian boy?
Guido.
I wasn't too impressed with Guido. I was expecting a little bit more from him, to be honest, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think about Akhmedov, L-Dog?
Makhmedov or Akhmedov?
Akhmedov. And you like him too?
That's the Japanese dude, isn't it?
Huh?
No.
And that's your guy? Ain't that your guy, L-Dog? I'm just
Nah,
being
man.
funny, man. I'm just
Nah,
messing with you.
I don't
What we do agree on is Felipe Hergovich. I want to see Felipe Hergovich fight. Like, I bet you he'll beat up Oscar Rivas. I would like to see him beat up
yeah.
Luis Ortiz, especially
Nah,
Luis
man.
Ortiz.
D,
Luis
he's too
Ortiz needs
busy.
to fight too. He
D,
needs to fight.
he's too busy knocking out guys who were trash 7 years ago.
Man.
Don't nobody want to fight him.
That's
Yeah,
not
I wanna-
true. Come on.
You
Yeah,
better
I
Who
wanna
wants
watch
to
the
fight
bad guy.
No,
D.
D, don't say that. That's where these
I got
dumbass
shooters in
narratives
Cali,
start,
bro.
man.
I got shooters in
L
Cali.
dog,
That's a
L dog,
fact.
shut up, bro. Shit.
I run the
Well,
streets,
hold
bro.
on,
Watch
hold
your
on,
mouth.
hold on, L Dog. Who wants to fight him? Who wants to get in there with Felipe?
Jerry Forrest didn't mind. He didn't mind at all.
That's
Oh.
bullshit. And let me explain why, man. Hergovich, he said he want to fight with fans, all right? This was early in the pandemic. He had to go back to Croatia due to
What
visa
fans?
issues.
What?
But, but anyway,
Bro,
let
he
me
was
finish.
on the undercard of like a women's bantamweight championship fight,
Let
and
me
that's not even a
finish,
good
bro.
division in women's boxing.
Let me finish, bro. Like, and now Jerry Forrest, he got another fight. He lost, okay? But Hergovich, he would have fought him. Not many people want to fight Hergovich, but D, I've got good news. He's making offers to people in the IBF top 15. Michael Hunter, Charles Martin, maybe those guys. After
Yo,
this fight.
I would love to see
Finally,
Charles
Jesus.
Martin, and that's a good fight for Hergovich. That's a
And
tough, dangerous fight for Hergovich.
before anyone says like Hergovich isn't making offers, the dude got paid $15,000 in his fight against Eric Molina. How much money can he offer these guys to get him in the ring? Because they're not going to do it for like 20, 50 grand. They're going to want like $100,000, $200,000 to lose their zero. It simply doesn't make sense. He doesn't have the fan base, and it's a shame. But I have faith he'll work his way up the rankings.
Yeah, well, he got to do something because he ain't no spring chicken. Yes,
Yeah.
Dragon Leg, Pernell Whitaker's my guy. My man, G-Man, boxing with the super chat. Appreciate you, G-Man. You are the man. You are the man. That's
Here, Dave.
G-Man's rock.
Fantasy fight for you.
Let me just really quick talk about Alexander Kartozia, aka the most recent Philip Hergovich victim, right? Was it this guy? No. It was what am I looking for here?
I don't know what you're looking for. If you're looking for something to try to bash my man Hergovich,
Yeah, I'm trying to bash.
it,
I'm trying to bash him.
Let me
Ain't no
say,
use to
man,
say
let me
it.
say this. D. Jefferson is a real one. D. Jefferson, he knows talent when he sees it, man. Hergovich, people see a big stiff guy, but he got footwork. He got skills, man. People don't see the skills because his opponents aren't bringing it out of him. When it's heavyweight and you've got such a big size advantage, sometimes these guys just go in there and smash the dude. But I'm telling you, when Hergovich gets pressed, you will see his skills.
Yeah.
Too bad he's not fighting anyone that'll do that.
Rydell Booker will. Rydell Booker has never been stopped.
Booker.
Rydell Booker was the opponent Pulev fought before getting the AJ fight.
And he looked terrible in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
Hergovich will be the first man to stop him. Anyway, go ahead, Brian.
No, I got a fantasy fight, and I want everyone in the chat to. It's just something that came into my head once you said Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah.
Pernell Whitaker versus Manny Pacquiao at 140.
Oh, shit. No, I got sleepy all day.
But
I
you
got
got-
sleepy all day. Let me tell
Okay.
you something. I love Manny Pacquiao, and I might be a little biased on this too because Pernell Whitaker is my all-time favorite fighter. But I just think he was too elusive for Manny Pacquiao. Because, I mean, dude, look what he did to Chavez. Even though they robbed the shit out of him, look what he did to Chavez. And Chavez was literally trying to take his head off him.
Yeah.
Pernell was just losing them punches like.
Yeah.
No, I got
the same
sleep.
I had the same outcome as you. I just that's just something that came into my head. I think that's an interesting fight though.
What do you think, IBT? Pernell Whitaker, Manny Pacquiao.
Man, that one's that's a good fight. For me, 135, Pernell 147. Manny 140 is that weird spot where neither of them really had
Yeah.
a lot of fights at the weight,
Where do
but we can kind of tell how they would have performed.
Yeah.
That
Where do you think I put
one's.
Where do you think I put the in between the middle, the sweet spot?
Yeah. I like that. I saw you talking to Mark about that. That's a great fantasy fight. I think, oof, man, that's tough. I can't give a legit answer to be honest, but I'm just gonna say Purnell points.
Yeah.
Yeah, Purnell.
But
Who y'all got in the chat?
that's
Who y'all got in the
tough as
chat?
hell.
Who you got, dog? Purnell Whitaker, Manny Pacquiao.
A lot of people don't know, but Purnell is actually one of my favorite boxers of all time. I think he beat Chavez 9 rounds to 3.
Damn right.
But
Rob.
how did he do against southpaws though? I don't know, because that changes up quite a bit. Given Pacquiao, he's so quick, explosive. He likes to blitz people. He's a crafty boxer himself. I don't know if his defense would be as good against another southpaw. So that's a good fight. I'm gonna lean towards Pacquiao.
Oh wow. No, I can't see it. Let me see. Touche says sleep packing 11. That's right, Purnell Whitaker.
I know about
Prime
Purnell
Fight
sleeping
champion.
Pacquiao.
All right, hold on. Prime Fight champion said 2 lefties, Pac-Man versus Sweet Pea. All right, well, who you got, man? Nah, ain't no draw chain with ice. You can't slide out like that. Dragon leg got my man Purnell Whitaker. Prime Fight champion said Sweet Pea gets packed. All right, there you go. Modern Machine, Sweet Pea. We got a Sweet Pea landslide in the building.
You know what a fight I would want to see is Loma versus Sweet Pea, and I think Sweet Pea would beat him.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
But it would be a good technical fight, man.
I think Pacquiao would have beat Lomachenko.
Pacquiao would have beat the shit out of Loma.
I think Pacquiao would have beat Loma down at that size, man. Pacquiao was
He
a
would have
dog.
knocked him out.
He was fast too. Yeah, he would have stopped him.
Yeah, you see, right? I think at 135 though, I think that's Loma's like that's his top weight. You know,
His max or his best?
Yeah, that's Loma's top weight. If he goes up to 140, I think he struggles even more. So you know, that's just all I'd say about that. I think he tops out at 135.
Yeah, I think Oscar was a better boxer than Manny Pacquiao chain with ice.
Fellas, I gotta jump off, man. It was great talking to you guys. I'm just gonna leave on this note, man. Costa Zoo would have knocked Purnell and Manny Pacquiao the fuck out, man. Costa Zoo is the greatest.
All right, so now that he's gone, let me talk crap about Filip Hrgović. Rydell Booker is a guy who lost to James Toney in 2004. 2004, got easily beaten by James Toney. He got dropped too. And then in 2018, he made a comeback. I believe he made like 3 or 4 just 6-round fights. He lost a fight to Jermaine Franklin. Won some random ass fight against nobody. Lost to Kubrat Pulev, and now Filip Hrgović is fighting him. Why on earth is this guy taking these types of fights at this stage in his career?
Because he can't find anybody to fight him.
Nah, I refuse to believe that. There's no way.
Who's fighting him? Who's he fighting? Who's trying to sign up for the
Eric Molina didn't mind, Kevin Johnson didn't mind, Amir Mansour didn't mind, Tom Little didn't mind, Pavel Sauer didn't mind. All these guys before didn't mind, and now suddenly he's taking a massive dip in competition after the Eric Molina fight. I have no clue why either.
They don't want the smoke.
Who is he trying to get a fight with? Like, what's his goal? What sanctioning body is he going with? What type of opponent is he trying to fight? Who's he calling out?
IBF top 5. I mean top 15, man. He's trying to get in there, but they want too much money. What are you supposed to do, man? What do you expect him to do?
Not fight.
He's in a situation.
Rydell Booker's not the right answer. I'll tell you that.
He's in a situation like Jerron in his boots.
No,
he don't have.
That's completely different.
He don't have any major backing him, so ain't nobody trying to throw him a bone. That's what's going on, man.
No, you're making excuses. It's a fake boogeyman narrative. Fake as hell.
No, come on.
Faker than Luis Ortiz's age.
No.
Yeah. Don't you know my new hashtag, D?
Huh?
You know my new hashtag? Hashtag defund the media.
Listen, man, this is it. Look, Philippe Hergovich. That's what I want everybody to understand. Philippe Hergovich getting the short end of the stick. You see that chin? You see that chin, IBT? That's a chin that means business, fam. You understand me? Hey, look, I wanted to ask L Dog this before he left because I actually think I would like to see Philippe Hergovich get in there with Makhmadov.
That'd be a good fight.
Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen right now. Jesus Christ.
Why?
I don't think that. I think that'd be a fight better down, like in a year or two. Both of these guys are still fighting journeyman level, fighters. Think
Why
about it
they
like
need to
this.
get in there with each other? That's the perfect time to
Tony
get in there with
Yoka.
each other.
Tony Yoka knocked out Joan Duhaupas in one round, and it took Ergovich 2 rounds to beat Alexander Kartozia, who's a far worse opponent. Worse opponent, literally.
So it took
like
him a whole nother round, is what you say.
It took him a whole nother round, twice as long, D. Twice as long.
Philippe Hergovich will beat Tony Yoka.
He could.
I agree with that. I
He'll
think
beat
he
him up. Beat him up.
But that's not the point, because the point is at this point he's taking fights with Rydell Booker for no reason.
Booker, because Booker got the balls. Booker got the balls. That's all it is.
This dude lost to James Toney decisively in 2004. What are we talking about?
He didn't let it hold him back. You know what I mean?
It only took him 14 years to come back after that.
I don't know. What is with all the Philippe Hergovich hate? Let me tell you something.
It's not the hate. It's I have to combat L Dog's extreme fanboyism for him.
Philippe Hergovich will beat Tony Yoka. He will beat Daniel Dubois. He will beat Rafael Dagba. He will beat.
Can you name someone in the top 25 this time, D?
He'll beat Oscar Rivas.
Based on what?
Huh?
Based on what?
Based on he'll beat him. He's got the range. He'll pump that jab and catch you with that long, stiff right hand. Baya! Oscar Rivas goes shake. He'll shake, rattle and roll.
I don't know about that one.
I'm telling you, man, look, Oscar Rivas, this guy don't have no super chin. And the dimensions, Philippe Hergovich too tall and too long for him. He'll be able to keep Oscar Rivas back, catch him coming in, boom, put him down. Philippe too much for Oscar Rivas. He'll beat old man Ortiz up. I think he'll beat Dillian White.
Oh my God! Why? Because of his decisive performance over Eric.
No, it has nothing to do with. I thought you were about to say Povetkin. No, just what is Dillian White, man? Dillian White, look, he's somewhat impressive, but I think Philippe Hergovich got the size and range, knows how to use that jab to do Dillian White in. Let's just say, I think that Philippe Hergovich beats Dillian White for the same reason I think Wilder beats Dillian White. Because he's susceptible. When he comes in the way he does, he's susceptible to what these two guys do. The thing with Wilder is he's much faster and has better timing with his right hand than Philippe Hergovich. And comfortably, we could say probably more powerful. So I think he beats Dillian White. Plus, Wilder has that knack of that wide stance he uses. Fury is just too long for him to back right out the way and get away from that. Man, he'll miss. Dillian White will miss with that overhand right on Wilder. Wilder step back and step right back into a right hand. Boom! Put his ass down. I'm telling you right now, dog. That's what I think. I always thought Wilder would beat Dillian White because of his defensive inefficiencies, fam. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not dumping on Dillian White, but after the Povetkin fight, too, it just don't change my mind on Dillian White. After the Chisora fight, it really gave me more confidence that Wilder would beat him because Chisora was winning. I don't care about these Dillian White lovers. Chisora was winning on those cards, and my thing is this. Dillian White caught him with a good shot, and these guys were both tired. Dillian White was just as tired as freaking Chisora, but he caught him with that good shot, man, at the end of that fight. But Chisora was winning that fight, so Dillian White got defense issues, man.
Yeah, but I always thought Dillian White would land on him. So
Yeah. Oh, Wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see,
I always
that's the
thought,
thing.
you know,
Like, you can get Wilder in trouble, but sometimes when Wilder gets hurt, he gets in trouble. He's even more dangerous with that right hand.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they'll get rocked, and then he'll just come like some reason he got power when he get that adrenaline start flowing when he feel woozy. His adrenaline start flowing, and Dillian White, he'll go for the kill. You
Yeah.
know,
I think,
that's when they'll get
yeah.
plunged.
Yeah. I think White tries to put Wilder in the back foot, you know. So, but I don't see him being effective as other heavyweights in the division. I think if there's a guy out there that could outbox Wilder, apart from Fury, it is a certain man called Usyk. I think he just has a boxing style that would frustrate Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
heavyweight
Usyk
division.
could take him 12, man. I just
Yeah.
want to see how he can, what his punch resistance, his durability is like a heavyweight.
Yeah.
But I think that Usyk could take Wilder for 12 because, see, the thing is this. Luis Ortiz was frustrating Wilder up to 7 rounds. He was really frustrating Wilder, just pretty much playing it to the body, shooting him some feints and staying away from him. This was Luis Ortiz. But the thing is, Luis Ortiz is, you know, he's off a few steps. He's a little slower. He don't have the footwork music. So if he can confuse Wilder and beat him on the cards for 7 rounds, what do you think Usyk can do? Like basically all he has to do is just stay away from that right hand, and he has every tool that he needs to stay away from that right hand,
Absolutely.
and then
That's what
just outbox Wilder like 12-round decision, boom, bam, done over with. Like it would be
Yeah.
11 rounds to 1 or probably 12 to zip, a masterclass. Either way, I don't see Wilder winning no more than 1 round. And
Yeah.
that's if he maybe get a knockdown or something.
And the winner by unanimous decision, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, the crowd would erupt. They'll burn the arena down. They'll kill the judges. I mean, the worst robbery in history, dog.
Probably.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He said Oscar. Yeah, I think that's what I was saying, Chain. He was like, Oscar would have beat Loma too. I think Oscar would have too. That's what I'm saying. Oscar De La Hoya was a good fucking boxer, fan. It wasn't just that he was fast. He was fast. He was aggressive. Like, he was a good boxer, bro. You don't have to like Oscar now, but, you know.
Oscar De La Hoya had one of the best feints in boxing.
Oh man, that dude was he was awesome. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Zoo had trouble with Horn. Hey man, yeah, I don't know what you call trouble. That was pretty like he looked pretty good. What do you think about that? Did you see that fight, IBT?
Yeah, yeah. I made a video on it. He bodied him.
Yeah, I don't. That's
He
what I'm
bodied
like.
his ass.
I don't know about trouble, man. I think Zoo
thought it
looked
was
pretty
gonna
good
work.
in that fight with Horn. Two-Shed Sports. No lie, man. You might want to go back and take a look at that fight, fam, because I like Zoo in that fight. I ain't even gonna lie. Horn, let me say this, bro. And I keep saying this. I just said this shit about Horn earlier. Horn is a C-level fighter at best.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
I don't. This Jeff Horn. Listen, okay.
Damn, why are you hating on the Hornet, bro?
Because everybody put too much in Jeff Horn because he bullied, muffled, and mangled Manny Pacquiao into a split decision. That's what he did. He didn't outbox Manny. He bullied, muffled, and mangled him into a split decision. Okay?
In Australia.
In Australia, right. It was like almost like Bob was like, okay, you little motherfucker. I heard through the grapevine that you get ready to slide over to the PBC, so I got something for you. Let me get that belt up off you. That's what that was about. And so Manny Pacquiao got robbed blind for the umpteenth time in his career because Manny Pacquiao has been the punching bag of boxing for many, many years. We got to say this. This man has been reaped and raked on the damn cards at so many levels and shit, you know? And
the third Marquez Pacquiao fight, I thought Marquez won it. So, you know.
Hell no, Chain.
I thought he won it easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell no, Chain with eyes. Pacquiao don't duck no smoke. Now, Pernell is my favorite fighter of all time. You know, my top fighter of all time is Sam Langford. But Purnell is my favorite fighter of all time. And I ain't doing that to Pacquiao. That man ain't ducking no smoke. Not Pacquiao. Not Pacquiao. Pacquiao gonna take that money, son.
Now Pacquiao, right? If this Conor McGregor fight happens, he takes this fight. I hope after that there he makes his money and he retires.
Nah, I don't know about that, bro. That's heavyweight. Oh, not you, Brian. No, I agree with you. Two shared sports. Daughter close with Sleep Joe Parker. I don't know about that, man. That's heavyweight. He still would have to come out and prove. Joseph Parker been fighting that heavyweight. He been here. He got his durability. And Joseph Parker got a chin, fam. Like, let's think about this. That dude's got a good beard on him. And I know Daughter Close hits hard, but he's hitting hard at cruiserweight. Joseph Parker taking punches from heavyweight. Bro.
Yeah.
I don't think Dorticos hits harder than AJ. So
hell no, I don't think he's harder than AJ. I think, man, people don't understand that. That's one tough damn Australian. Ain't he Australian or is he New Zealand? I know he won.
He's New Zealand.
Yeah, that's one tough New Zealand guy. That doggone Joseph Parker.
Yeah, he's got a proven chin at heavyweight. That's what I'll say.
But Reese, AJ, and White without getting knocked out. Yeah, I'd say he's good.
Yeah, no, he's solid. He's solid. I don't see any cruiserweight coming up there and whacking him on the chin and knocking him out.
Herkovich versus Huff withdraw in Germany to help Philippe Sneijder. You know?
Yeah.
Man, y'all gonna leave my dude Philippe Herkovich alone, dog. Zoo had control, but got hit with some stuff from home. Crawford got hit with some stuff from home. What does that mean?
It's a boxing match. People are gonna get punched. I mean, I don't know, man. I thought he looked pretty comfortable in there, even though Horn was being the physical fighter. It looked like he was in control the whole time. In my opinion, he did an excellent job of controlling the range. I thought he did a great job of countering him as he came in with his crude inside fighting. I thought he tied him up when he needed to, and I thought he fought back when he needed to. I thought he was moving well on the back foot. I thought he was jabbing. He just impressed me overall. I really wasn't expecting that type of performance from him, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought it was a good match, IBT.
Yeah, a bit at points.
When Horns in the ring, it's a good match.
Yeah. He just looked very mature to me, and especially considering his lack of amateur pedigree and the fact that he didn't have that many professional fights. I think he's developing very quickly.
Yeah. And then look, like, just think about it, bro. Look how he's gonna be coming up, Duches. He's coming up with Costa Zoo behind him, fam. He's just better and better and better. I can't. Exactly. Jeff Horn is no good and no good and no good.
Yeah, I think with Costa Zoo behind him, I think I think he'll move the right way, and he'll try to get the right fights, and he's got that promotion of his father already there. He's got the name. So I think it's easier work for him to make bigger fights than it would be for other fighters coming from New Zealand or Australia or down that way. Yeah, because he's got the name recognition and he also got the promotional aspect of his father behind him. I could see young Zhu in a lot of tough or good fights in the future.
Yeah, I mean, he's
big money fights.
He's just in a tough spot right now. Like, I don't think he beats none of the top guys. So I think he kind of waits around and let those guys move on, Spence and Crawford, and those guys, and then try to make some noise. Yeah. But I like to see him fight.
Sorry, D. I think the name recognition. I think we'll get him. We'll get him a couple of maybe those top fights. If you know what I mean.
What about well, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of a level. What's a good fight for him right now? Liam?
Yeah, Liam I think Liam's at 160 right now. I'm not sure.
Oh, is he at 160?
I think so. I'm not 100%
He's at
sure.
154, right?
Yeah.
Tim
Zhu is a 154 pounder. Someone like Fundora, that'd be a good fight.
Man, bro, that would be hard for Zhu. Because I think, look, Fundora, I think he's underrated because this kid, although he's so damn long, he can fight on the inside, man. He kind of reminds me, remember Paul Williams, how he was long and he used to give up
Yeah,
his height, but he
long
could
range
fight on the
grappling.
inside.
Yeah,
That kind of reminds me of Fondura because he's so long, but he can fight on the inside, man. Surprisingly, you would think those long arms need some distance to, get some leverage on the punches, but Fondura does an excellent job. I think that would be a hard fight for Tim Tszyu. Like, give him some more time to try to figure out how to get around a guy like that. And Fondura can take a punch. Like, he's frail, but man, I see guys working his body, boom, boom, and I'm thinking, man, he's gonna break down soon. But his little frail body, man, he's durable as hell to be so damn narrow, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just think someone in the 20 area, top 20, top 15, like a Cole K. You could get a Boss Brew. Those guys just fought. You could get a I don't know, Sergio Garcia, Bohachuk, anyone like that who's not quite in the top 10. But good.
But that's what I'm saying. His name recognition alone would get him those fights.
Yeah, I mean,
because any of those guys beat Tszyu, you know what I mean? Like, like that automatically puts them a little bit up in the rankings too, because that's a name, and that's someone with a fan following. So, a lot of those guys would take that fight if they think they can beat him.
Yeah, he said Parker's been fighting way too sheepishly. Yeah, well, I've seen him. I said this. I think I was talking to Beats, and I was like, it does seem like he's not as aggressive, somewhat a little less aggressive as he used to be. Parker, so I wouldn't disagree with that. Touche Sports. I think his aggression level has slighted a little bit, but I don't know, man. I just think he's way too much for Junior Foul, even still. I don't know what Joseph Parker's ceiling is right now, because I don't think he can beat like Usyk or Fury or Wilder. Even I don't know. He might have a good chance. He might have a decent chance with Wilder, but I don't know even with that, because he's never been stopped.
Yeah, I'd rather see Joseph Parker and Usyk. I think that's a better boxing fight than Usyk and Chisora.
No, man. I think that because, see, here's the thing. It's a better fight, Usyk and Chisora, in my opinion, bro. I think that it's more competitive fight, Parker and Usyk. I agree with you there. But for Usyk, I think it's a better fight with Chisora because he needs to find out what type of power he can take. He ain't gonna get that from Joseph Parker. Like, he's gonna get that from Chisora because Chisora got plenty of pop. Now, if you can take that punch, I'm not saying he can take everybody's punches, but he damn sure will prove that he can take some heavyweight power. I'm not too sure if he would get that lesson from Joseph Parker, because I think that he'll just totally outbox him. Right? I would pick Usyk in that fight. I think he would outbox Parker.
Yeah, no, I see that. I just think statistically, I think that's a better fight.
Yeah. I can't argue with that. What you think, IBT, stylistically, what you think is the more competitive fight, Parker and Usyk or Chisora and Usyk?
I'd probably just say Parker because I think he's a better boxer, more likely to. I mean, I like the Chisora fight too because it proves a very specific question that we have about Usyk, and that's how is he going to handle a 230+ pound man walking him down for 12 rounds or as long as he can go, right? I don't see Chisora trying to fight on the back foot or taking a break. I think he's just going to be pressing him the entire fight, making him uncomfortable. And while he does have a great skill set, we have to remember he's also the same guy who was kind of getting counterpunched by Chaz Witherspoon, who at a career high weight, right? So I don't know where to rate Usyk, honestly, and I think these are the types of fights that he needs to have so he can answer some questions. Yeah. I think Parker, Usyk, I don't necessarily know if Usyk outboxes Parker. Parker's a good boxer. He's overall very solid. I just someone in the chat, they said they want to see him kind of regain his confidence, let the right hand fly. I agree. I think he's got a high ceiling. He's a young guy, honestly, in comparison to the other heavyweights. And he's already been a world champion before. He's top 10. He's been top 10 for a while. So I just want to see him mix it up with
How old is Parker?
28.
28.
Really? I thought he,
29.
I thought he was older than that, bro.
No, he's young.
I take back what I said. I thought he was over 30. I thought he was like 31 or something. That's why I was saying, like, what is he gonna do? But I didn't know he was only 28. That makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. So I think he's got some time, but I want him to still fight top 10 guys. I think he could. I think he's a real threat. His style is intangible, stuff like that. But he's just got to have that hunger. He needs like a Teddy Atlas-esque motivation boost in the fight sometimes.
Yeah, I think he gives a lot of the top 10 heavyweights in the division problems. Joseph Parker. I think he's a difficult boxer to deal with. He's got a good chin. He can throw flurries of punches. He can box in the back foot. He even can box in the front foot. He's just he's a lovely boxer to watch. And I think if you take him out of that top, maybe the top 5, in the heavyweight division, I think he gives like from 5 to 10 good fights, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think he gives even the top guys good fights. I mean, at this point, Povetkin's in the top 5, right? If you find out tomorrow Dillian White has to pull out because of an injury, and then Parker's going to step up to fight Povetkin, I'd give Parker a good chance to beat Povetkin, really. And in a Wilder fight, I mean, he's got pretty good inside game. He could potentially walk Wilder down. We don't know how Wilder's doing at this juncture, so I'd say the ceiling is even higher. Yeah, thanks for having me on, D. I am going to have to go right now. Brian, I'll see you around. Congrats on first this week.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats again. All right, IBT, appreciate you coming through, fam.
Yeah, peace.
Have a good one, IBT.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Brian. Give me some closing thoughts, bro. I'm getting ready to close it down too.
Okay. Yeah, no, great stream, D. We touched on a lot of subjects, so I don't know how to break those down.
Well, we talked about a lot of fighters.
Yeah. Okay. Who did we start off with?
Josh Warrington, Kanzu, Luis Ortiz is going to be on the Spence and Danny undercard. They haven't picked an opponent yet, and we just dropped off with Junior 5, Joseph Parker.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's where we started. That's where I started off with the 5 Parker. I don't see much problem there for Parker. I think he wins. I think he wins quite comfortably. I could actually see it either being a 12-0, victory, like a unanimous decision, very easy. Or I think he stops him late through accumulation. Warrington and what's his name? Forget the name. Kanzu, yeah. That's a great fight. That's a great fight. I think Tanzu is just slightly a little bit more power, but I think Warrington wins just through sheer volume of punches. I got that there a decision. I got that there a split decision. I think that's a very good fight. I think that there's probably there's a fight that probably go under the radar a little bit.
I might do that fight, man. I might do commentary for that fight.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really good fight.
Yeah. I think that fight goes under the radars, and I think that's a very good fight. No, it was a great stream. Thank you for having me on, and I'll catch you again. And peace to everyone in the chat, and everyone have a good one.
All right, Brian. Appreciate you coming through, fam. Well, everybody. I say it like this: Josh Warrington, Kanzu, very, very much so looking forward to that fight. I don't even know who I'm picking that fight yet, guys. Interested to see who Luis Ortiz fights. Hadn't been in the ring since he got beaten up by Wilder this last time. Don't know how much Luis Ortiz has to offer to boxing still, but at the same token, would be pretty good to see him back in the ring. I won't lie, depending on who they put across from him. And as far as Joseph Parker and Junior Fa, well, I see that as a one-sided fight, guys. Just wanted to talk about something a little different. Kind of jumped into Errol Spence, Danny Garcia for a little while there, but these, we got to pay attention to these guys that's not in the limelight all the time. Not being talked about on ESPN and all of these networks. Let's pay attention to some of our fighters. Like these guys out there competing too. They keeping the sports going. A lot of these casual fans, they didn't know too much about Ivan Baranchyk and Jose Cepeda either, but that could end up being one of the best fights this year. So let's do our best to talk about all of these fighters. Shout out to my man G-Man Boxing. Y'all get over there because I think G-Man agrees with me. We talk about everything. That's what we do. Talk about everything. But appreciate you guys coming through, man. I'm going to get out of here. And y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.